omo ebedi South Tournament 20 enra omo meeting e course no and our Kessben television so FIFA president and same pina no to dwa enti mo no on Pierluigi Colina papa way officiating now or the best say referees no omo chief enra and I meet no e boss na Infantino say some maiden edition way Yakwanyama all the referees enti omo make history nema tournament no emu enye the moment nsema Infantino or the tuja.
And this one is the first, and you are part of the very first FIFA. You are writing history. This, of course, is a great honor for all of us. It's a great privilege for all of us. When I say us, of course, I mean Team One. It's a great responsibility as well for all of us. Because when we say that we want to organize, and we will organize, the best card competition in the world, this starts with having the best referees and the best match officials in the world as well. So, from my side, you can have, of course, and you will always have, all the support, all the attention, all the assistance, all the help needed. Luigi know it. You, many of you know it as well.
Way Infantino FIFA president and referees ni share ya omo edin komo unfortunate say no Ghanaian referee and ebewo South tournament way nemo bebenya African referees omo be officiate games so Ghana tournament then I say even a football po Ghana ye need referees represent your hunty and FIFA president share the various referees now Esperance omo ye one of your African reps and also Esperance for no and omo ye photo shoot launch omo new jerseys omo at the airport South Tournament 20 Esperance jerseys omo at the airport South Tournament 20 and our Kessben television so Man City so e was here full 14 Man City obo player or tournament way a best of the best and Asia Man City are prepared past the tournament way omo ebeji full 14 English boy no at in some way at the tuja.
Very excited. Obviously it's the best of the best teams all around the world, and obviously it's going to be something new for us that we've not experienced before, but like I said, it's really good to have this competition, I think, to even get ready for the season. So it's like a great warm-up for the season, and hopefully we can compete against the best teams and try and win it. I hope the atmosphere is amazing. I'm sure it will be, and obviously
Way and some Phil Foden of Manchester City on also Eddie Etuja. Now, and the first game at Boston Inter Miami, any El Ali and Eddie Pimso. Now, Inter Miami for no say 3 of their crucial players. Emubako, Jordi Alba, or former left back Emma FC Barca. Or unavailable because of injury, and then Ali and the Miami match, on team Mbo. Leo Messi, captain Emma Inter Miami, and I say, Oluku so excited. Say about FIFA Club World Cup or set tournament when the maiden edition teams know every various countries and Herbal way a Club World Cup into Inter Miami omo game omo ball against Allen a game obi a because a opener Inter Miami for on heard me say omo first game omo budget 3 maximum points name omo GD pass tournament when a extremely great way and some Leo Messi ono enso ede atudwa e ho no mo na yento so e other stories so dia yanko Javier Mascherano ono aye coach ede ema Inter Miami omo enso e club no enra oko en central for enshemu ase na somebody kotudwa and say Ali the biggest club in Africa na oko Egypt so dia omo eni so omo e quality ye pa nti ene matcha omo e bono say Ali for very influential players. Now so Inter Miami for say game win ebedi nkunim enran echo pre-match. Now Inter Miami for Jason Beshano pink inti mo Kessben television way pre-match conference so Emma 2 teams match officials echo share Inter Miami pink jersey na Ali ashomo traditional red and white jersey wey any 2 colors are 2 clubs and so ebe yusu hold mo he be say Ali Dien ono ay Ali I'm a player say ochina match no obehu ne say and also oh Ali for no ko bi ehwe how omo be stop Messi na so omo kan central for share wase park no so na omo e be kire omo level omo say Messi okita 8 Ballon d'Ors obi enu a obehia nkyeremu say Messi oya ade na so onya ade very very clear na so omo be stop no park no so there yentwentwen enye central for share wase na obeka omo strategy a omo map ne app yento so wo FIFA Club World Cup ho Real Madrid omo signings no omo gada omo a omo edi omo air travel enwada omo last training session etimi eba so ema for the first time most of omo key players no eba training enti enwa training session and course no na enye easy crack players no bia enso etimi eba ho no mo enti enwa 108 million euros enwa trade in the last training with Madrid omoko US no the two just Real Madrid club then akoma so pa enti ba wa ban FIFA Club World Cup we ehia no ohwe se Madrid ebetim age mom yenti Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I've always respected the club. I've always respected the trophies, the mentality, the demand of winning things here. The success of the club is, something that is very, very hard to ignore. And then, I reached a point in my career where I felt like it was the right time to take a different challenge, and this opportunity came, and it's hard to say no.
How was the moment? Talk us through the moment in which someone tells you Real Madrid is interested in signing you.
No, it's a big moment. It's something that's very, very rare. It's something that you still don't believe. Of course, teams will be interested in you. It's about whether it happens or not. And now that we're sat here now is proof that it did happen for me.
Okay, so you already have a teammate
Trent
here in
Alexander-Arnold the one joining Madrid ahead of the Club World Cup and someone also Eddie Etudra Honomo. Na yanko Chelsea aswe Chelsea abebedu America for the FIFA Club World Cup. Na Chelsea ebe touch it down na enye easy. Club America's been television no where a player some free Chelsea and na omo touch it down America. Na omo group D. Games no Chelsea on Monday. Chelsea and Los Angeles Ebebo Mercedes-Benz Arena. Na Friday on the 20th of June, Flamingo and Chelsea about Tuesday, June 24, Chelsea and Esperance Ebebo Lincoln Financial Field and no 9 p.m. UK time. Na Chelsea omo launch special jersey omo adema America for America for no omo epe NFL omo epe American football party Chelsea a special jersey wey a blue and white no edda na betty and afin chenchen wey the white edition Chelsea omo a for the people of America. Na Franco Masantuano Madrid assigning on another and omo confirm deal no say player ne be join Madrid every 14th of August. Na until June 2031 and on a contract no ebeba no every year Madrid spending close to 63.2 million euros and no hey ebaba year record Argentine football highest transfer fee for a particular player no and so switch about mainstream Europe enti Madrid who see no and also the dimpa South FIFA Club World Cup according to power ranking almost say Real Madrid a favorite. Second, Paris Saint-Germain. Third, Manchester City. Bayern Munich fourth. Chelsea fifth. Sixth, Inter Milan. Seventh, Atletico Madrid and Juventus. So, eighth, FIFA Club World Cup. Now, according to power ranking, teams are Omobeya dear pa any Diomudin and so Eddie Atuja. Bayern Munich match any Auckland City. Ebebono. And now, Omobefield the team and first team. Omo use second strength side because Auckland for them amabi omo unse omo unse da enye du enti Hurricane obedu late coach ni be access no say who be here say obe started Hurricane and that's most of their key players because after FIFA international break duties na clubs ni players no cost mo man players ni be ehia rest enti coach no ebe rotate na players ni bi anya enough first na almost second game so omo enso etimi abaway ayen semi free Chelsea omo so yen enso eba Sean Wright Phillips former player at the Manchester City or say no pa say Chelsea for Jack Kepa Arrizabalaga say onkada go and for Emma Arsenal for Arsenal for almost year goodbye. Chelsea, the whole of last season, my monitor boy na goal or die. Ewa bomb off no na ehupa on tias ye Chelsea omo any goalkeeper or yet extraordinary. Enti Sakepa honoma adenti na recall no na onam na ope goalkeeper bia nsam call Mike Menyon aso ya emu aye den e dia momnam Claude Makelele say Mike Menyon one of the best goalkeepers of all stars so na on bet chip enti se Charles the 4 penal omo spend huge na omo kofa goalkeeper no emra emfa ho and say aka ni 1 year contract because team ebedi ya goalkeepers eboapa ye Donnarumma role player Emma PSG for no eje UEFA Champions League no wey football Claude Makelele the amane former club and Chelsea Victor Osimhen and Victor Boniface our Nigeria for holidays enra na ebo street football our AstroTurf so enti holidays na na players ne wa asatia enso enjoy yanko Liverpool aso ye flying vet oko Liverpool Efa boy no na sikana omutua no esopa ebe club record third most expensive player was switch oyi Kylian Mbappe and Neymar da Silva Junior and so free honoma flying vet unim say offer 5 man of the match awards our UEFA Champions League PSG no ono any player offer MVP spa into Liverpool omo enya a great addition Matheus Cunha joining Manchester United from 1 so say kwa 4p enter the transfer na say now so growing up United a team what dream say obetimi esia kan edi amomti a dream come true wey enen sama Matheus Cunha edi atudwa enra be kan say Tottenham Hotspur our new manager Thomas Frank waka say Spurs embedded for Brian Mbeumo na Mbeumo emekan ho our Tottenham na yet a package of 70 million pounds Man United for say omo na ne boy no every personal terms boy na kasa mu adin kan show United say omo club na no bebo anunti Brian and Man United still omo so omo edin command enya asem keto akra Paul here Pogba free send a ban no no one class we make contact yet to say oko France AS Monaco and Paul Pogba so edin komo akwa chire papa na enkomo twetwe no ahya ase biem Fenerbahce Son Heung-min Oni Jose Juma Spurs na waboa mama Europa League na Jose say omeka no of Fenerbahce omo enso e club no honomo FC Barca ene Nico William ni agents esinkonya agents no notify Barca for say na kwada no na ne je papa so be si akan ama Barca enti Barca for emetua ne release clause of 58 million euros no na omo activity na omo enfa boy no already Nico ojiri soko Barca be settle ye or na for 4p ho Lamine Yamal Pedri mo na fono ma ono mo share the same dressing room spelling ti all Johnny Barca no enye difficult kra man wey ene nsama Nico agents no e dey to Barca for omo enso animo Napoli 4% omo se omo adwene omo return Napoli omo just number 10 because of Diego Armando Maradona nanso Kevin De Bruyne buy no omo be say omo ekofa sa just number retire no na Kevin De Bruyne be share sa number 10 no e dey ema omo club the doing enso e dey Napoli omo e club no na Juventus omo epe also disasi last year the South boy Emma Aston Villa on loan Juve for enya na omo enso epepa Darwin na say Saudi Arabia and Melon so beko for the second time offer ba oso no obefi Liverpool there nanso enye Saudi Arabia obeso bo e wo mainstream Europe Galatasaray epe Emiliano Martinez Aston Villa omo goalkeeper no omo samo plan B Marc-Andre ter Stegen Barca no wonya binda enti beda go efa ema Galatasaray womo enso club no emre no dwane wey eso ane egina ne de nkofo cross nsem na sine akọ Dr. Amagasha so ye akofa omo nkrato sima second stay many wafide no enfenfree ha
Hey, come here kana Dr. Magashi so odi djuma pa ha o. Dr. Aje abasobode bebre di firi framantam mu ade abepie asanteman mu. Wo se ahaban kasa wote fa uyade bia bra Dr. Amagashi ho na onte ne te emfama ho. Empadi force se wo yare na se wan fe wo se a obi enhu mobo. Yade ben e na etete wo. Yade ben na ni wudi asie. Bra Dr. Amagashi ho na onte yade no te emfama ho. Eye stroke, diabetes, hepatitis, akwada ne kokobo apie. Anase oba moje etu no. Opa wo. Hepatitis B so oyade pa. E na kidney problem. Oh better the sɛ ɛdeɛn na wohia anaasɛ ɛdeɛn yadeɛ na ɛtete wɔ a aka wahyɛ ɛhia wangu tutumirika na bra Dr. Apostle Amagashi asoɛyɛ na yadeɛ bɛdwane koraa ɛmpanifo se yɛnkɔte aduro mmerɛ a ɛnoa ne ahaban so yɛte no owuram Dr. Amagashi ɔmfa ahaban no ɛnka wo kɛkɛ na mmom no ɔbɔ mpa yɛkyerɛ otwie da mpa Nyankopɔn totrobo su Kwame Basa yi adom sɛ ɔmfa adom ne ayaresa mmra na wɔde ahaban no ka wa amunum hɔ ana ɛhɔ ho yɛ wodene Dr. Amagashi so nim sunsum mu niema wɔbɛtra se ahwehwɛ wachi baabi ayadeɛ no firi a ɛbaeɛ na wɔde ahaban no ka wa ma wate apɔ wɔyɛ champion Dr. ni bia wɔde ahabanduro anaasɛ wɔde nubra ɛyɛ adwuma deɛ sɛ ɛbere ne so kɛse a Amagashi na wodwane bɛtoa no ɛfiri tete ɔdomako abɔ adeɛ na yɛde adom akyɛdeɛ yi ɛma Dr. Amagashi a ɔde adi dwuma abɛsi ndɛ Amagashi wɔyɛ champion doctor kɛkɛ fa wo yadeɛ ɛbra na woduru hɔ mpo a yadeɛ no 40% kora timi yira ansa kora na wɔhu doctor sɛ wowɔ enkrama mu a ɛnha ho mbakuma se kora ɛno ane sɛ wobɛkɔ Kasua Prison Junction ana wɔta kora de a Apawan Kejebri Government Hospital Kumasi nso bra Magazi Macro Police House ɛhɔ ana Dr. Amagashi asoyɛ wɔ Tachima so ɔwɔ Hansa Brigade ana Bogoso Power Line ɛhɔ ana wobɛhu Dr. Amagashi gye number yɛ da frɛ Dr. Sesia ɛwɔ 0547 044 307 ana 0544 580 936 ana 020 2408 206 Freddy Sesia na yade anku Dr. Oye Kikim Dr. Oye Bruta
every tintre de besi ne twedi ampon boss ro boss ase wa mo bibia biem ebo mu niema no bibi fufuro bia meka ho biem eno amu na suahunu nimdeɛ ɛkyerɛ de yɛ de enye ene de yɛ ena okutwa so mbeka akyerɛ tiedi ni ye pa ne fatu tiri ɛyɛ Dr. Apostle Amagashi mi do Nyankopɔn awie yebre mu wɔde hahamane nubna ɛsɛ yadeɛ me secret ni sorry
me catch you and say pick number na go screen na keke na de frɛ no na tutu anam akɔ ho ɛni nansa me na me catch you wa yarsan eto betwa
me de me ma meeting ni bebre ko hospital bebre ye ko ba bia me ma me na me ni nua baba ko ye kura ni musi ye ko hospital bia kura ni musa wontimi nante nya hwe obi di adanse ye fa Dr. Amagashi ana o kire mazi maku ene e bai jere ma me bai kura no saa na Dr. Amagashi hwe no first adura wode ma ya ye ko ye within 3 days a wo sha se no mu adu na fe de ma me na wotimi kura dua e de nante ni mpega ni biem intimi ka sei saa bre de ma me no MC na ye ni age ahoto aba enti me di adanse se Dr. Amagashi obi biara bibi ha wo ni paduam bia de wo jide so ba Dr. Amagashi aso ya bibia be kam
an sa min magani ko na taka cikin wani magani sai wani ya gwada min wani doctor daga micro wenzo inda nazo doctor ya ce je yi lab na je na yi lab nazo ya bani magani so uku kenan so uku na gani wallahi na ji lafiya na lau doctor ya ce min kaman aje Alima ciwon nan ya bari kura yasa dan wana musulmi saboda Allah ba kariya bane
agona hodu ko kata madu agona mi dogbene mi agbododo ye mi la dodo na mi fie acho Dr. Amagashi wo doda ye mi ko egbe mi la gbe do na mi jiji be mi ana hodu ko no anya be fifie Dr. Amagashi watikie aboto kata ko dem nyamo la kata atikama ko zamile ma na nya se Dr. Amagashi nkokwa na ko be fibroid lo dubu diabetes lo sisi adolele gede nko gangan yo lo dosi o lo sisi yata mi jibe mi ana mi anyabe mi okata mi ho Dr. Amagashi watike ko dem ne mi ano zaza ajebe ye pe ko nyeto ye pe ko bodu ko kata mi ho dem yata na nya nya bavi no nya nya bavi kwa Dr. Amagashi watike ye nyeto kemi ko dem ta mi jibe mi ana mi anya be Dr. Amagashi watike ye nyeto apene mi
wa o hwa ba me de bae ini no bulu keke na ya ene ya sese we wa papa ntinu nyina na de kwa na oye
o pele nya ko tire ye tie se we a critical issue ya ma papa me ko papa me di cooperation e ti na unu ba na je ni ho awan me ko papa no cooperation ma ba so me mi nsanka ho no be to ma be fo ma de why
anyway let's go me ko be funda ka no ton fen so prefo ne wo ye die o so mi nsa na ke fe ka no ano no
ya wo tire ma me
je ru kra ka tire me some fan ko Amagashi wo Macro Police House wo kasi kan wa to no ye de wa ye
opani ba to
ala sene kimi ko Amagashi wo
opani ye ni ko e ye no to
ana pressure na wo so wa
sa force ana ho ya ye nyani ni am de bi ya ni so fa Amagashi I'm Sasha Bro, Asama. Nurse. Now, so far, you don't know where.
I just know what kind of man. Ah, I'm a mother to have me back with me and send me. I know five what Kakaya mean now won't he? And no ben, I won't for mammy. And no ben, and I won't for mammy. I did. So to me, some Yalia, I didn't want come a menko.
Now, about what seller, I will train to young for memoir. What
me about what seller? And then about what seller. Ah, Yakaya, said Dr. Magashi. But you be papa and say a leer. A baha ben dread yakwa yard your number one. My Baba Snassin, I was swimming. Ah, my say dear. Me didn't me come to me what young won't be. Anybody be a shimmy. Remember to have you more sure.
Anya, tell me, I want to make a scammer.
See, how you know what that you want to check out. I'm
Oh my gosh, you're going to hospital. I want to train you. So I choose to see one. When you say you I say, and me who say that ye be each other. So we are doctor, not seven. We are food, won't mean no. Would your young one, Amagashi, would your friend Yasumesi, would your Yadi, the Abenemis? Guam, Doctor Babu, actually Yali for an amount. Nam some your doctor, we are not failure. Manka Magashi, what comes as a bro, I come so. Let me say the baby dear who as I am. Let me name some of Flaheim and the Saya dear. We could walk any black will be brave. Now, so more power would get Befia. So what in it? Messin Bedia Yatonon, and Yasam Tatua. Dear, how would piano? Me say, what Dr. Magashi and Faya Dium. Naya dear,
Alatiare, Dr. Apostle Amagashi. For your opinion.
Yawa Baba Amagashi Herbal and Spiritual Clinic. Minya, you may person me mouti asian say. Yadia a boni pamani paye mobo. When Uncle Panka wants someone to buy Burundi dada. Sana would de a druye phone so I aba. Since in being any pain, Uncle Pompejano. Wouldn't you made or Dr. Magashi Herbal and Spiritual Clinic? You may person mouti asian say. So kind Jeremiah chapter 16, the verse number 4. Was in Crophobia or we are dear Bomo. O we are there, it be a pressure. When the Nipa do a pressure, you come financial up to now. When the Nipa do a diabetes, come up to now. When the Nipa do a HIV, come up to now. When the Nipa do a hepatitis, come up to now. Saya de way na ya de we are there. And nuna Dr. Magashi and Copo the Allen now will do their mammy. So, Dr. Magashi Herbal Clinica. Jadia Bira air Taiwo. Jadia soon yadia. Jadia Kofako meeting. No matter what you say, and no break you down. What about Dr. Magashi? What in 2 times? You want to go on ma almost HIV in a druigo. Openi se unnie drua and Cassentin and Copa body. A druna ye cano, a druna bedigo. Yen himself, Detroit 23, the verse 1 say, or say, Sebi Nipani Bearman Yegman ko F. It is a bear mesa. Baba Dr. Magashi wo ye be ma obema ne pie e kakraka e de amount sa na nipa se bi e twere dan so obi a hepatitis B dan mojem obi na ni nkoso ehun ade obi a yade bi tata no opani omo pa wo kra de bebrebe yade e na gu nipa ni mase yade e na asesan krofo bebre ma omo dan hiafo enu nti na Dr. Magashi me to nsa fro se wayale sa anu aduru ababedi.
Sa uwo enkrama mu a enha ho makuma se kra eno ane so obekọ Kaswa Prison Junction ana watakra dia apawan Kejebri Government Hospital Kumasi so bra magazine macro Police House eho ana Dr. Amagashi asoyewo tachima so owo Hansa Brigade ana bogoso Power Line eho ana obehu Dr. Amagashi je number ye da frɛ Dr. Sesia ewo 0547 044 307 ana 0544 580936 ana 020 24 08206 Ready says here na yade anku Doctor oye kikim Doctor oye brutal
dia ka no mebiemu kakra na fe yɛde afisɛm no nso ɛtoa so memenda edu biem efisɛ bi kɔpem sɛ donko dumienu ɛbɛbɔ mo ne entrance na yɛmfa agudie mu nsɛm edin ɛda so ɛne final whistle adwafo atrance bɛhwɛ stories no emu kakra free juada bɛpem ɛnɛ memenda ɛne bɛtrance ɛyɛ memenda yi mu akuku dam no na afei ayɛde foforɔ na aka no nso ka ho ɛde ɛma mo mamu nyinaa kɔ ababiom mmɔkye ɛba program yi ɛsotɔne Montana yɛbɛda ase na afei yɛhwɛ stories no emu kakra 05515999933 05515999933 aha na mɛgye mo messages no ɛnyɛ ntenten pii na afei yɛhwɛ FIFA Club World Cup America mem na ɛba na ɛhyɛ ase kitikiti pa weekend yai matches bɛn na ɛbɛkɔ so mmerɛ na ɛhyɛ ndeɛ menim sɛ yɛbɛ struggle pa na ɛtumi ahwɛ emu bebrebe kɔ time no ana ɛmmoa very late pa na ɛkɔ ahomakye mu hɔ no but still yɛ interest wɔ mu ntimi gyidie pa sɛ ɛbɛbɔ mmɔden na yɛtumi ahwɛ saa games no all right ɛno ɛne transfers titiri latest ones ɛno so aba no Andy ɛde ne nyinaa nso bɛbrɛ yɛn Andy Kem memenda saa kwan bɛbɛtue biom
as usual
yes yɛni nkɔmmɔ yi yɛnhyɛ asɛm famfiri wobɛhyɛ ase wɔ America na wowɔ any other story bi a wobɛyɛ free turn ne deɛ no mu a anaa transfer stories yɛnhyɛ ase okay
so Joe a lot of names are running throughout the transfer market. Now, Medican can say within the Premier League, all the big clubs are searching for a striker. And Chelsea Dikan Yomodia in Liam Delap. Manchester United a Peomodia, Arsenal a Peomodia. Now, see a dealer Ebano and they say, Abrantia, your friend is Jokers. What deciding the next move out the echo. Now, Enra, and I'm able to just say, the agent, your friend Hassan. Eddie Atudja say, on what you say, Papa, your friend Federico Barandas, on only the president of Sporting CP. Eddie Atudja say, a certain agreement and uncle mo expect so mo no mo be rich mo. Omo ama mo ma anye. Enti mo bia ha omo worry omo say they should sell the player. Figure omo wo omo decide so omo the best sell player no. Said you agent no agent Hassan and a share award the left side no and Jokers award the right side nti Abranten ni agent no and a flight ma omo bi no at the TV so. Na eno omo so man penimfo na te say sika na omo ye ready say omo na omo beka no omo so omo document ma mo nyim free so omo document ne wo ho a omo so dey back omo claim say this is the agreement omo na omo sign ye say sika we ba omo beja Abranten na manako enti eye 60 plus 10 which is 70 million euros say sika ne ba omo beja Abranten na manako enti Abranten a two clubs and na ti na chi ya no obi ehwe say ne nsa ebetimi aka no yenim say because of the connection of Ruben Amorim or any former coach on na ya adwuma identity it was easier for Manchester United now mo be da no de daba but you sisi ye and nkra eba chirimo Abranten ni agent no decide say they are not joining Manchester United anymore into oma to nkra dia bre United for enra Ro Ferdinand Kodin komo say ono time no person oba team a ye friend Man United mu no say jo na Leeds United for nyoma de so omo beton no but oko the chairman at that time office na chairman the chairman Peter Risedale oko no office ko ha na say onim so omo nyoma de so omo beton no but he want to play for Manchester United into can be as omo ton na onko into Ferdinand so ye Jokers and kasana nko be enka so si Federico Barandas office and say montom yo but you know Abranten ni chire mo a sisi e ide or consider playing in the Champions League or consider competing in Europe na obetimi asa aboard the top level footballer Manchester United any destination or person okosi makwan it is a no likely say Abranten or the TV so be move the next destination is going to be Arsenal. Now Arsenal fire quiet oh why na wate say omone Benjamin Sesko atwetwen komo Benjamin Sesko amomo agreement say jo say Arsenal for che deal we ase no maka omo no otum nti Arsenal at the 55 million pounds plus 5 and a coy. Say team a friend sporting CPN last week and more rejected. And on ma Benjamin Sesko and Torad in a babon tebeka say agreement on money Arsenal one. They don't expect Arsenal so bypass or bypass or no akofa a different player. And as that link number says Omo call for a different striker. But in all, Arsenal would love to have the two because they do. This is the last chance for Mikel Arteta. Me not sure say after this season. So almost like a first strikers manner. Now some better to papa so to say they want to papa so in the previous years now. A real normal conclude say we did well no almost best so. And it's a CID. This guy pay a Champions League and European football and he feel that the red and white side of London ebetime de sa a platform na mano. Nti Jokeres move to Manchester United say you see idea Abrante now reject Manchester United.
Wow.
Now, Brian Boeman so ya link to Manchester United bill. Na ono so ka ketuwa bi enka Tottenham Hotspur so hijacking ni deal no. Thomas Frank a move from Brentford up Tottenham Hotspur. Ena Obabe coach omu after taking over from Ange Postecoglou. Na say you Oba no one player no so here the team no no any player Brian Boemo Abrante or the TV so Abrante so on Manchester United a bon komo waka bibia kire omo say United no beba bi si na kan coach ne san ya no aka kire Tottenham Hotspur for say obun kono mko fa Abrante yim famra because ohia Abrante so beba be ye adwuma na di ama no but this guy says no in as much as Tottenham are ready so omo betua sika na di ama no Tima Obebo Manchester United. And I agree with him. We saw coach my friend Tottenham must be more bebre because Dijan Kulusevski ye feta. I don't think say Mbuemo ebetimi to Dijan Kulusevski. Se soon beko. But if you open the bet from this player or that TV, you need him on the right side. And the whole and a Dijan Kulusevski call. Into United more money ha. Yes, I said you Abrante or that TV so ebe free o monsa. Rasmus Holland. I catch them penny for Manchester United say omun guarantee no a first in place next season. Obian himself Rasmus Holland by Manchester United on one and a bar. A chin almost send a power no fem or get a high volume scorer or no be a physical presence or no be a tormenting or pressing defenders and my defenders hopo. So they decided to bench him. Sometimes games in the mobile with a force 9 Branton intimate and starting. And actually, on a few opportunities and the Europa Cup he played well. Pastor so a proper striker to compete in the EPL. I don't think it is Rasmus Holland. Until also up a first team place next season. Pastor Joe, me I met to hear catch and it's a first team place next season. United and in Sanka. And Italy now I address to Italy or Becono. I think going back to Italy will be a perfect fit. The coach echo Roma and then Juventus is after him, Inter Milan after him. I didn't say any of these teams. Inter they all call best bench. But Juve maybe obtain the opportunity to play. Yes, Roma attempt to back more hodie, but the hodie say you obtain the opportunity to play. But for Manchester United still sticking to Rasmus Holland next season. The actually so munyoma do so mu PBBI. I don't think United will guarantee him a first team place on Manchester. So you me free Manchester me call Barcelona. Now Barcelona assure ye ena Abrante I friend Nico Williams. Say no for baby na dwene besi anope ya na Nico Williams. Ne nyina ne say eno na Hansi Flick ene Abrante friend Nico Williams e bon komo. Na omo twetwe nkomo no e kire no the direction of the new Barcelona e kwan omo pese omo fa so e di team no ekọ. Nti one ne kasa wiye no ena sejo omo agree say ene sadia dekwa oye sporting director for Barcelona no enhia ni agent a ye friend Felix Tainter onhia no no ne nye meeting Nico Williams agent no ene that TV so said you on the TV so into hia no ene ni ye meeting for 1 hour 30 minutes ene omo ye meeting e wo the Barcelona Sports City ho ene said you ensembe ne ko meeting ensembe ko meeting ne say Abrante friend Nico Williams obia nim say this season within the transfer teams are airped Arsenal and Bayern Munich. Omo mienu na ready say omo beto sa Abrante. Bayern for no still omo ne bon komo. Arsenal for na on and off because omo tension nyina e was striker so because of Gabriel Martinelli. Inti omo attention here number 9. Now Bayern Munich hwe figure e was omo dey come market because omo hwe wey no match Abrante your friend Rafael Leao of AC Milan. And I said you buy it forward there. Now omo share na Abrante and say obebo FC Barcelona the friends or and Barcelona want to start attack with Nico Williams on the left, Lamine Yamal on the right, Rafinha behind Robert Lewandowski in the 4-2-3-1 setup no mo bono sa no mo peso omunyano inti anoni na why name animes you right and left inti who your team now be share Barcelona nature say chire ho de ho poa na ebepo that is the setup coach ne pese oye Barcelona di aka na ye de e sikasem waje pene now social brand here or that TV issue say you ni release clause on 58 million euros. And only sika how person or fano from a team my friend Bilbao and also Kukutuya. I carry 2 years contract and sign the contract na be we 2027 and a Nico Williams contract na be we. Now we are no free wa. He is the second highest paid player ever Bilbao. We in your penning Inaki Williams free wa. Nico Williams na general oji 200,000 euros a week. It is a what the neighbor. What the neighbor call up 12 million euros a year. Inti enu ni sika Abrante yipe. Inti membone de wadiatum. But fami kona Barcelona de kwa kofa na pano. Say the financial package of the deal. Eho ene de trouble ni nyina ewo. Say Barcelona betimi afford dia. Why not? They can go in for this player. But say yo until so mo beton eye space ni bi no. Say see ya de Barcelona eni sika 58 million euros Omode cover this young prodigy from San Mames. Last season after the Euros, now be any sen kobe join FC Barcelona. Inti after we and Lamine Yamal ko post 2 year IG. Say na down for na pren so obeba bebo and only picture ya general ede TVC. Waje pine say obeba bebo FC Barcelona. But sisi die akesi kasem. Anope ya one of Portaco office. Na all kono na oshi afwan sinibi. No mu busa na say president. What is the latest on Nico Williams? One la porta canano to Msajo, wa answer obia. Iti Barcelona swe no, se Nico Williams. Now Nico Williams no, sport to the abano pay. Any more do the potibo in our report. Say, almost say share plan B. What is the plan B? The plan B is Luis Diaz of Liverpool. Or don't almost say channel. Abrante no ye FC Barcelona supporter. He will love to play for FC Barcelona. The sika sending news through to say Nico Williams. And Liverpool, the kind of options are wono said you who says push Caribbean. Abrante so betimi aba now aba be say kan dia FC Barcelona. Ti Nico Williams your plan A now and plan B is Luis Diaz and Barcelona ehwe say onu so mbe fan de naba. Goalkeeper Juan Garcia of RCD Espanyol said you enra and GBBR to 25 million euros. Oko eye La Liga form pen for na so headquarters. Now this kind ko akwakotua to omo no negotiate hoye. Na straight away wa ba no aba be sia kan. Nti se si Barcelona for akwakotua sika no na Abrante no aba be sia kan. Barca assure say he's going to be the #1 goalkeeper for team FC Barcelona. Nti Juan Garcia or the TV said you ono na omo wie bibia ono search ni inaki pie na mark candidate Stegen 4 goalkeepers are likely say back obeko and no assurance say Joe Omo Ediama. Now me say back to the Premier League. Milos Kakes a defender the ma bomb off. Now oye one defender obo left back. Now say Joe he's one left back obia bepeso obenyano. Now what the air penal but omo attention ko Alvaro Carreras ho nti omo attention if you know. Now Liverpool for assure say only player obefano Chimeka se kwa na oba aba she and the Robertson double ha mani metimi akoye. The attention was on Florian Wirtz because no more person omuwie Florian Wirtz there no. Now after Florian Wirtz move, you know, player win attention in our one so a left back a solid one. Now makase say Oshe team to say Bournemouth. Now she very good season omanya. You expect their young guys to be moving. Inti na wati anti so menyo se Tottenham open na wati se menyo se Manchester United open Dion Harrison is now playing for Real Madrid. The same thing applies to Milos Kakes. Said you Liverpool for aka kyerɛ no sɛ obiara ba mo ntie ɔmo ayɛ ready sɛ ɔmo bɛba bɛ finish the deal no na ɛnneɛma nso atumi akɔyie ɛde ama no nti next season the left side of Liverpool defense no you are likely to see Abranti or whole team so on the beach now in place of Andy Robertson this particular season. Sean Wright flip say mo pick keeper Chelsea for na ohwe Petrovic ohwe Philip Jorgensen ohwe Abranti friend Robert Sanchez enka munya we bu nyina na monko back to Bournemouth biu na monko form goalkeeper your friend Kepa because what is the Arsenal for epese omofa Kepa ewo ho no said yo Kepa one goalkeeper to say the make us a Bournemouth enya very good season into omo players no obetimi abobo omo di obi in love with them because of the season as yo omo nyae but the reality is that so for obi to say Kepa said yo what paying the dues to the amateurs here. I don't think it's a Kepa is one person obetimi change anything at Chelsea. Yeah. And I never call session right flips and say your players people how do cost smaller teams at the ESL. And Kepa have shown it to be one of them. Yeah. Oko Real Madrid. Oko Madrid no. Na goalkeeper all in Courtois pride. It is a do. Sanka o the experience a Kepa wo. Now the experience Andre Lonin ewa. Why nanenka o say o demu de Real Madrid in the Champions League. Chance never turn stress. Want to be he had opportunity. Yeah. 3 seasons at Chelsea. Otena homa Edward Mendy be san ho beti UEFA Champions League. Oko Real Madrid. Courtois pride. He had opportunity. 14 games for Real Madrid. Still, I was not good enough to cement his position in Madrid. Esama Andrew Lunin Samba Bitu in the Champions League until the final game. And I can't until to say that Courtois is back. And if Courtois is back, oh he'll be our opponent. And all the Courtois betuma or Santi Champions League at Wembley. And see, I may catch a mark away. Sean Wright flip say, Kepa dear Sir Joe when you're time. Into any friend I was had a neighbor so any experience. I agree. Okay, Robert Sanchez and these goalkeepers are made born and me on the pool 50-50. But the reality is that Kepa had the opportunity when you had a chance and when you had the opportunity no when Timmy answer maintain a position. No. Chelsea should move on from Kepa. I don't think Kepa at this position is needed within the Chelsea post.
Kepa time or Chelsea not Kepa now. Who is saying?
Do you know what? Make us improve.
Yeah,
we improve. But the expectation and demands are not the same.
Okay.
We improve.
And I compare on Sanchez.
On Sanchez. This is now give it to Kepa.
Yeah.
This is now give it to Kepa. But the expectation and the demands are not the same.
Okay.
Yes. Baby, we see a kind of. The year you free ho. Come teaching now we see a kind of. Say you Chelsea airbot a conference league. Chelsea airbot EFL. Omuboi. The attention also the numbers, the expectation. Bomb of honor said you want. We be bia oko. The assessment and the evaluation about outside the kakrebi. And Kepa is not a goalkeeper or consistent. And I said as top level goalkeeper in top flight football, the opportunity now when you want to make it. And it is not Kepa no uniform no perform the aba. He was standing at Bilbao before coming to Chelsea. He had 2 seasons, he couldn't glitter. Until when you have an opportunity, this is not the right time to think about Kepa. You need to move on.
Kepa form a bad form after Bilbao, no? A bad form and free Chelsea.
Okay.
No bad form. With the competitor man Chelsea go for no. No. Oh yes, I record signing. Okay.
Yes. No, generally, see, there will be a reason concern about scam.
Yeah,
but this is a goalkeeper who was considered ahead of David De Gea in the national team. It's just a normal who do the highest.
Yeah.
Oba Premier League, you know. There be an okay, I was in Zetia. Because I was in Zetia. And I remember some so weak wrists.
Yeah.
Nensane Hano, it is a born a crab out and Tim Palibon in free. And said you, he considered goals that could have been prevented. When it comes to penalties, are an expert. But said you baby a Chelsea person. Oh, now Edward Mendy be too. And Edward Mendy buy, you won the Champions League. So ask yourself, the sales now Edward Mendy and our time at the Chelsea Champions League. No.
At the time, I number 1 of Spain.
And I make us say he was considered.
Because, yes.
He was considered over David De Gea.
Yes.
That was before coming to Chelsea and the early part of Chelsea. But where is he at Spain now? David Raya ahead of him. Unai Simon ahead of him. Said you, I don't think he been close to Juan Garcia. Into there be and the Spain for no let's go keeper. I'm ready Kepa. It is possible that a beer, baby, will see a kind of count. But the last tournament at Spain boy, Dian Housen and another centre back, a long time Lula Mart before joining Real Madrid. Inti said you Kepa die. So peso ko wanimua. Move on. You don't rely on Kepa.
All right.
Chelsea Wabio. Maguire, a Crystal Palace centre back. Tottenham Hotspur the 70 million for Crystal Palace for so money. Now Brantian also catch him say he's not ready to join Crystal Palace. Or your former player of Chelsea or Chelsea in Ukraine. Inti na kuma ne draw one e Chelsea. Inti e beye din so obejo the rival club. So the oha Brantian on the TV issue ya. The contract na ka 1 year pay or say who's pack.
Okay.
Or give £50,000 a week into the candidate kakese. For me, I consider him as an upgrade over the Chelsea centre backs or more. Chaluba, Levi Cowell, Bernard Badiashile, and Fofana. I consider him as an upgrade. And Chelsea so almost person almost Sankofa Brantian and Deneba. Within the winter transfer, so move ne bem say Omunkofa Brantian in Fanim Rana. And I said, yeah, na omojai. Still, Chelsea see I can 1 year there. Said you, omu beti me 2 years can wait bull in this row because we so far now the 100,000 crack on. Now man the 150. It is better to keep those centre back or more for anything. Until I perfectly agree with Chelsea. Sabranti so munyane babekanwa. This is England number 5, and we saw him in the European Championship. How outstanding and all year for England. Into unyano de neba beshechiwa, Genoa, you are good to go. Now to the FIFA Club World Cup, said you. And the games, the be game a bebaso no game a bebaso Hard Rock Stadium between Ali and Inter Miami. Me ba no panana me catch me ki say you wo teams na could do US. Chelsea landing of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Now omu drew Pennsylvania Airport and I said you on your screen and Philadelphia and that's no Chelsea akwa kudru the Pennsylvania Airport. Na ohwa who say players no be him for you, or be a picture, or be a post on the IG so Malande. That is United States of America. I don't know. Oko Sandown for us, the Times Square, hold on, but yeah. So Munam Hoko Bedi, and you know, they are really enjoying themselves in the United States. Chelsea, this is their 3rd time ever Philadelphia in 2004. Almost first, I'm going to preseason, you know. Omuni team my friend AC Milan kokusia drop am time no and omu lose to AC Milan. Lincoln Financial Stadium no. Let's not forget Chelsea 3 games no mbebo no. Ombebo back wo Mercedes-Benz Stadium, that is Atlanta, Georgia. No mabebo 2 Lincoln Financial Stadium Philadelphia. Into 2 games no mabo back pe away. Into omadru ba bia omukwa akotena for the competition no and say do pictures in the offer baby and it's offer baby. Mweska said the one grant interview and Utienzo Fernandez or say omu be happy to win the competition. And Osaji too say and ne competition about omu team nimpa because Andre Santos is back. Going for Estevao will be back and other players will come. Until you're a Chelsea player, you need to cement your position and make sure say also more de boni bet me as well. And yes sir, you will lose your position. Just 1 year now obi e kwakope a national team about the World Cup. It is a player now you will lose your position. So that is the confidence level. Romeo Lavia and Enzo Fernandez they need to do something and perform better at the Club World Cup as compared to the competition and that is what the fans of Chelsea are expecting. So nobody talks about Manchester City again. So because Obi and Kasa about Manchester City again and no the person me say so she competition here ko here. Obi say Real Madrid. Obi say Paris Saint-Germain. Unti say Obi come Manchester City asem. Reason they say they had a bad season. Now bad season no munya no. A lot of people believe we say Pep Guardiola will not recover. But you know Pep Guardiola from the winter transfer till now sika watwogum no bian to be mum. Again gradually Pep is arranging a new midfield. Me jitu mu say the new midfield no arrange no. And yes see ya na befa. But okwa you to the Club World Cup platform no they are done midfield ready. Ni team no obi anim say one to right back. But again the likes of Rico Lewis, Wakofa, Ryan and Nori or Jerry and Nina say you fantastic. Just go with the out, he will push him to centre back. Ruben Diaz is still there, Manuel Akanji is still there. You buried the Tijani Renders and then Ryan Shaki alongside Roddy Debema midfield, you know, and Phil Foden, Savio, Omar Mamouche, and Ellen Holland. I still feel, Sejo, say a counter team for the Club World Cup. My need team a friend in Manchester City in free because Pep Guardiola our experience and our quality to make amends at any time. And this time, only injury worries be in the absence of Kevin De Bruyne or were a lot of guys to choose from. Until let's not write Manchester City off because maybe what difference be a one Real Madrid team and the Manchester City team no amidst the comeback of the injured players of Real Madrid. Dani Carvajal is back, Trent is back, Ofa Obit is there, Frank Garcia is there, Dean Howson is there, Eder Militao is back, Rudy Ghanaian is fit, Raul Asensio is available, and the Javi Alonso, Ebeye or midfield as to the arrangement. And Rabase or the Jude Bellingham Beba central midfield. He's not going to play Jude Bellingham as a trequartista to say the Carlo Ancelotti Denebono. Or the never the central midfield alongside Fedi Valverde or Olien Chomeni. Inti other Gula so be a chance. Rodrigo agrees so be stay. Inti they have a lot of options up front and how these teams will fare. PSG almost squad in intact. Into almost there. The masters of Europe will try to kick off and hope that they will be favorite for this particular occasion. Elali and Africa obiye hwe de omo betimi aye against Inter Miami. So your Inter Miami team no, the only thing that you need to do is to prevent the two musketeers, Luis Suarez and Lionel Messi. For omo apart of obi say Yannick Bright, of obi say Allende, of obi say Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba is not likely to play this particular game. I don't think they have so much to offer. And the guys no more anymore no. And the likes of Rami Rabias, Achiram Tofik, Mohamed El Shenawi, the likes of Ben Chaki, Matia Amwan, all those guys now also more money come here. And if Ali want to be successful in this particular game, they should be fast. And also more fast game no more bonum we have because team no more ko bonim panim form. And some memory capable ni on bebre. But so ko leave spaces behind that. Messi Bekun, Luis Suarez Bekun, and say, Oma Imam Asho, and close to the spaces of Sergio Busquets. No much upon no man, Ali will suffer. Sergio, me waf GDS Africa teams, no, Omo Yiro Omo, Omo be go past the group stage. I don't think the groups are so difficult. Omo team and Sally. Inter Miami team, no, apart from the two Musketeers, I don't think that they are so exceptional. And with a new coach, almost stretching from the 3 back to a 4 back, make an alley. Into more the guys to make amends, and more guys more experience playing for international, national teams, and omonya the platform to excel. Into I'm tapping Ali said this particular game on betting IBB for Messi. General, when see another platform for Messi, so not the bell launching, I'm will be he's still around. Another platform for Luis Suarez, so bell launching, he's still around. MLS is so competitive, but the reality is that who leave the spaces behind that, Lionel Messi will punish too. So play the two guys out, you are good to go. If you fail to play them out, you won't survive against Inter Miami at the Hard Rock Stadium at their own backyard.
Management for contributions or submission in some more kafa honka krebi na yen twaso. Lawyer Kwambuafo say Andy's assessment of Kepa is spot on. Lawyer na diwe yaba. Lawyer na ni nansana medi adebi gumbrel. Enti misro check him na kwen abefaso also betimi aye no kenye bad cry. Abia obi amamenchia one family ni na Lawyer Kwame Buafo. We at the free and crying. Kofi. I say, okay, yeah, and I was Okobo lawyer D. Wow. Coincidence with you. Kofi Accra, has your friend, lawyer Kwame Buafo, heard about Liverpool now having the most expensive player ever in the history of the EPL? He was always berating Pep and claiming Pep Guardiola is only successful because he spends on ready-made players. Club has the most expensive defender in VVD 6 years ago and the most expensive goalkeeper in Alisson, and yet he only won 1 EPL in his 9 years at Liverpool. Wow. What an observation. Kofi, and anyway, I'm a lawyer, coming for lawyer, me sure pass away, you know. What's the time, Biana, Usi, a month for
corner by his argument.
Yes.
I'm a Yapon ya twas one China.
Oh, okay. Not just said that.
Yes. Ya twas one of the bet wolf.
Yeah.
Now, lawyer.
So, see, Pep Guardiola,
and
you
they are successful because almost spending so much in the market. Checkbook managers. And I make a check and say, you will coach it in so I am more checkbook a human abbey.
Yeah.
Now lawyer person say coaching those big clubs is easier than coaching the smaller clubs. So you consider the likes of Maresca and those young coaches are better. A chain, Pep Guardiola and Carlo Ancelotti, lawyer point. And you know, I'm say one thing I walk Kofi a message you know when they say in England they hardly criticize Liverpool. They hardly criticize Liverpool.
Yeah.
But Chelsea and Man United almost criticize them. Imagine say Darwin Nunes, Kobo Liverpool, or Man U and I say Chelsea. We scare Liverpool the Cotonou. But nobody talks about him. Once in a blue moon, no be about can who be. I'm happy that observation no obi etimi Alisson, the most expensive goalkeeper in the Premier League, and Virgil van Dijk as well.
Typing.
And Virgil van Dijk as well. But as I said you, and not all coaches now more already made materials. Almost me successful. So one day Ramos by Real Madrid obey day. Rafael Benitez by Real Madrid obey day. Into not all coaches now already made materials. Almost me selling.
Wow. Most of these European transfer stories are created or started by player agents and managers who want more money for their players by starting a bidding war to force their clubs to pay more or sell their players. Most player agents are greedy and they only look for their 10% when players are transferred. Barcelona don't have that money to buy Nico Williams. I don't think Arteta doesn't want Gyökeres or any other striker. Player agents use newspaper and social media to create bidding war for their players. Kofi?
That's true.
Accra, true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Say, you know, the last time my catcher say you were on TikTok live and with some former players or more Ethiopia, outside Ghanaian players or and I was advising them say, you know, hardly do you see the media criticizing Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah.
It is not because he's a magician. It is because he had a solid PR. Inti sao beye beka unhian crofo wachi. Who he Mendes kakra carrying na enye ne car no any the flight no floor. No drew Barcelona, no drew Madrid, no drew Chelsea. No. Who he Mendes is an institution.
Yeah.
Or a lot of media work. Into ube who say she players no Enzo Fernandez, she Joao Felix. She Cancelo, she Lamine Yamal, General. There be Lamine Yamal who has a more. There be every day you hear about Lamine Yamal. Every day you hear about Lamine Yamal. Or Mobolo. Lamine Yamal did cry is all over social media. Everybody talks about him. Why? It is not because of the boy. It is because of the agency. And the player, say Yankopon Boana Pedro a certain level. Sergio, we hear those things behind you to guide you, to push you, to act as your PR, to make sure say. And you may be a Nkrophobeka Samal. May one player to say who go etiquette. Say you, why is a Liverpool panel, or as a Chelsea panel, or as a Manchester United panel. You hear all these things in the media space. Now, say, what is so special about who go etiquette? Just say you, what is every team is after him. It is not because he's special. It is because he had the PR. It is because he had the media. And say you crewman criteria maybe see. Player be obi person or kotono. Now, na the manager how push you hana story be a baby boom. Se bon mamu anya has see has and so baby fako. And general it will be all over the place. Inti media no so ye adwuma edema agency edema players and who doesn't know. Say you even newspapers be say you sport and then Mundo Deportivo works for Barcelona. AS and Mansa work for Real Madrid. Omo is so powerful. And who say the news about out, who say news no, news I who say crowd with. It happens everywhere. Player be who be a crown koso pedo. But you know, it will be all over the place and people will talk about him. I agree. So there are players who are media no they created that bidding war. It is not play and it walk koso. We peno, way babe for. Finally, who wants a player no no wanya ne way through no akɔ team foforo ma akɔ akɔsi nakan.
They will always turn the rules to favor them. I can bet that this whole setup is to stop teams like Liverpool, Barcelona, and Arsenal. Okay. The Arsenal, okay, Mami San Kembu. Also, they always turn the rules to favor them. I can bet that this whole setup, is to stop teams like Liverpool, Barcelona, and Arsenal that can stop their favorite Madrid from winning it. And again, organizing it in Miami, we all know that it was just to favor their favorite FIFA boy to partake in it, because there was absolutely no criteria they could qualify. Modric, Edway Free, Labadi, Accra, Naba.
Na Modric, FIFA Club World Cup no. Enye ba kope ne yebu.
Yeah.
And waka say omo yi ba say film, omo yi Liverpool film because they want to favor Real Madrid to win it. Okay, in any case, Sergio. Champions League.
Oh, you know, there are some Messi.
Okay. In any case, Champions League na ya bonu we are singing out from the 60s. E de ba be Drunel. Na Barcelona and Liverpool mo be na Real Madrid agi 15 anana. No mo be. This season, last season, the previous season, in the last 10 years, Real Madrid agi Champions League makuma 6 na Barcelona. Na Liverpool no. It is not about using the criteria for Madrid to win. The fact of the matter is that Real Madrid is the greatest club in the world, not because there's no existence of Barcelona and Liverpool. In any case, Madrid and Barcelona are in Spain. One league titles for Spain. It is Real Madrid. And the other doesn't come in. Now on the issue of Inter Miami, okay. What would say me no? Modric. So would say me FIFA Club World Cup near Miami na yekobono. So you no can say no person today. And near Miami na yekobono. Ye born a stadium makuma 12. The final will be played at the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And the Hard Rock Stadium no almost starting in there. Ali ni Inter Miami no na almost bono Miami. But the competition na bono. The final will never be played in Miami. The final will be played in New Jersey. Stadium makuma 12. And I debo competition no. Now no me boy Rose Bowl, Mercedes-Benz Arena, Mecca Hard Rock Stadium, Mecca Rose Bowl Stadium, and Mecca Lincoln Financial Field, Mecca the Abebaso in Cincinnati in Ohio. And yes, sir, omo kwa kobo in Miami. Say kobo competition in Miami, and all the teams are based in Miami. And I will catch over the baby facing Mercedes, and only the FIFA Mercedes are solid. But the final will be played at the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey.
Wow. Basila no kwa mo de kofa Miami ni Messi no de ko kan ho no mo say omo ye ya
Inter Miami be tournament
omo ye ya but still at least opening game ebema fans no attention about whatever is going on.
You know that is obvious.
America.
There is absolutely nothing wrong. Competition on mo bona yegu and I way.
And so who say Ronaldo Messi fans no bibia on betwitwi on na akwakoye nsem kakraka and yes and sa can we for Messi in my obey
me so do man time expand them and people who say that's anity.
All right. I'm for a room many ajimo interest the ekoso no mo interest I wo sa nkomo yi emu. Sir, because Barcelona is not part of the competition, the hype of the competition is low. Barcelona is more than a club. We are the best. Nana Safo Westland Accra and the way so Abreye.
That's not true. Competition no more. Problem about. General Gianni Infantino no nim say na competition be.
Yeah.
Now nim say competition be be drew be as all stadium also what documents and san wako. You know come consider team I consider US. No money. Say competition be drew be say wo kwa akɔhwɛ bia. This will provide you green card, will provide you documents, and some to be Herbal. And that is driving people away from the games. Okay. It is a reason why from 349, about 230, about $55 are still and comfortable Herbal. Into no money say it is not as if Barcelona and go into the hype and off him. No, that is not the case.
Okay, Inter Miami's slot was given to an American team that wins the MSL trophy. And the year before the tournament, Inter Miami won it. Why anyway by CB. All right, ma yentwa so na yenhwe we num and so Kofi until one sister. So despite the many explanations on how teams were picked for the FIFA World Cup, Club World Cup, some people still don't want to know. Some people just want to take their belief and not facts. All right. The Kofi Aside Aba no. All right. Memraha. They don't criticize Liverpool because Liverpool lost their aura and big status in the 80s, and they don't even have relevant legends. Except Makaraga, who has no history in football. Lawyer typing me who's we now one year we women aside the football. Manchester United has so many legends, and the aura around them make them be talked about every day. Wow. Why anyway and so by Brad Nat they also the Ababegum.
No, that is factually incorrect. Liverpool won the champions with Dodo Chair, Manchester United.
Okay.
They've won the same Premier League. So DNM arguing also Liverpool don't many legends, but Man United don't more legends.
Okay.
Because it is not as if United have a brew almost in terms of achievement. In the league domestically it is Liverpool and then Man United the same time. And a year Oko Champions League Liverpool beat you. The difference is that within a era, Manchester United are successful at Liverpool. Right. So and again, so call the space now. You have Ferdinand, you have Gary Neville, you have Paul Scholes, all these guys within the media space. Within Liverpool, Robbie Fowler, Alan Kennedy, Kenny Douglas, Stan Collymore, Steven Gerrard. So you are more focus on something different. They are not thinking about being a pundit. And I said, so it is easy. Say waves no better Omanka. But this is Liverpool having Bob Paisley winning Champions League on multiple occasions. So how do you convince me that Liverpool don't have legend? They have. But the difference is that in recent times, Manchester United known. Okay. Manchester United players are successful in recent times than the Liverpool players.
Laka mbo for send way Ababegum biom or the Mani Kofi Joe. But whoever sent that message about Liverpool, that when we have to spend, it's not about wholesale, but specific and strategic. That's why we were going for Caicedo at the high price. I'll find time one of these days to debate Andy on this at the studio. Now I'm heading for a breakfast meeting.
Well, I'm a child. I'll wait for you. But the difference is that you consider the Liverpool signing as strategic, but you don't consider Pep Guardiola signings that have dominated EPL and have won Champions League as strategic.
Yeah.
You know the difference, Mama?
Sure.
So Liverpool for Koto goalkeeper, Omukoto Van Dijk, Omukoto Darwin Nunes 100 million. Normally, the Kakese Koto Florent Vese there, lawyer consider it as strategic.
Yeah.
But Pep Guardiola kofa Ederson, okofa John Stones, okofa Rodri, now okofa Ellen Haaland ni Mamushi Badia. That is not strategic. In any case, Sir signings when Abe dominant in the EPL, played in the UEFA Champions League final twice, and Omaje Bako. Into that one should rather be considered as strategic more than Liverpool.
All right.
Into also Beba, so. I'm waiting for you.
Okay. Tell Andy that the reason why people are writing City off is that Pep Guardiola hasn't been able to rebuild when his project comes to an end. Okay? He moved from Barcelona and Bayern when it happened. So people don't see him rebuilding this collapsed project. Sir Chief Offenso Samproso Unadwe Abreye. Sir Chief, what do you want to say?
I say.
Yeah. Rebuilding enye Pep adwuma onye sa esa na beso tire. Yes.
Pep rebuild.
Yeah.
Pep's not.
Yes.
Do you know that is Pep?
Pep hasn't been able to rebuild when his project comes to an end.
No.
Is it true or not?
That's true.
Oh, okay.
Do you know? Pep is a project manager. And project managers rebuild.
Project ne collapse. Ultimate rebuild. Barcelona. Then the course of Bayern.
Do you know Barcelona what happened?
Go Bayern. No, on team, who the other team, no, the person who no team call.
Do you know he dominated the Bundesliga.
No, no, no,
Champions League.
So the PSG ever winning first league. PSG why be?
Me know you are when there's something special.
No.
But you are there back was here say Champions League now you can. And yet come teaching a week bia na year bia obeju. Ferguson spent how many years in Manchester United? 23 years. So you want how many Champions League? 2. It's Champions League now you can. It is not a come teaching na. Obeji aji. Come teaching na e bon ho am na agi miensa. Ho am na agi mienu. From Luis Canija, Miguel Munez, Juju Vivalenga. Eddie Babisi ball person 3. Sejo. Arrigo Sacchi 2. Fabio Capello Mudinka Kakano Mabedine 1. Then you talk about Vicente de Bos 2. Carlo Ancelotti 5. Zinedine Zidane 3. Pep Guardiola 3. Jose Mourinho 2. It is a Champions League general. And Nadia na ochu biya ni wiye biya obeje.
All right.
It is less accepted. Say Pep Guardiola. Ni team no say do. Say the first season one team and Premier League. Oba in the first season one team. Now say the following season what happened? He dominated the EPL and said, "Yo, market. Pep will be back."
All right. Ya can hona ya ba afie so grow ye den na ade esa Serbia kwentu 4. I want Andy to assess this Chelsea team and predict their position in the FIFA Club World Cup. Addison Benny Kaswa Accra also the aba no enkranfo mu ya jade aboso General Andy yesterday backed our Mohammed on claims that Nicholas Jackson is better than Antoine because he's got numbers than him. But doesn't he also think that clubs see it otherwise? Because Antoine Semenyo is being linked with a move to clubs, whilst none has even inquired about Jackson. Kwasi Afrani and Epeja Wifri Brekum the Abreye team manager Brekum Chelsea.
If you transfer, what is Obiso or Obama? What is Obiso or Morris Casedo? What is Obiso or Perry James? What is Obiso or Coquera?
And just on Munyade.
Said you. And just on Munyade, I agree. Semenyo has been special. This is in our Bobo Pan. And Mename can say bomb of team no. Their goalkeeper. You talk about Milos Kakes. You talk about Dangu Watara. You talk about Justin Clevet, Evan Nelson, Antion Semenyo. And so we say African boys some perform this season. You talk about Carlos Beleba, Bissouma to some extent, Duane Wesa, Brian Buemo, Musala, Antion Semenyo. Bia category Bia also the Crawford Bian, Semenyo Ebekum. Pastor, I'm saying that. The assessment of a player or big club, any player or Bolua club, me different. Moreover, na awala shishe team need to a positioner. And you want Semenyo Semenyo play from the right or on the left. And Nicola Jackson a lead line. Say Jackson if any more no question chanya. I go say you love him keke. Half time and what Jackson in Villarreal. I brought on any more chance and said he has everything. Okay. It's the reason why I'm choosing over Semenyo.
Andy doesn't understand me well. Barcelona players' name in the game now are everywhere, especially Lamine Yamal, Pedri, etc. Okay, so everyone wants to see them. Playing anytime. That alone can hype the competition. Nana Safo, Accra.
Pedro, I popular chief in the junior and as a Kelly Mbappe. Or a popular chief.
Unfeno. All right, Yankee Camera Fee, Mreno Echo, Hono Air de Bata, Mreno Echo, Seba, Naibura, a fisam no, and so a mo kakra. For message no bra, Nafi, Yamfanka program no, maybe Biaso and ye come up. Good morning, General. Please, VVD and Allison are not the most expensive defender and goalkeeper, respectively. It's Kepa and Harry Maguire, okay, are the most expensive ones. Also, it's not the selling clubs that determine price of players. Okay, Tutu and so do a free negotiate Cyprus.
At that time when they were signed that season, and Amaya said that those times they were the most expensive at that time.
Okay. Enti yanke camera efie. En camera fie na yembo ye homo MC Malik enso kayen. Stories kakra nkrabi enso ewo Africa na fie di abafie. Pyramid seriously want the former Sundowns and Wydad Casablanca boss as their next head coach. They even traveled to South Africa to discuss with Rulani. Ebinum etie ye pa o ye come back Africa and crank.
Rulani Mukwena.
Yes. Oh, it's so hot to you.
You know,
free work clubs says and you
know, Nejumana.
Yeah.
After peace, you know. So you Sundowns Nejumana.
Say pyramids. Champion.
Yes.
Africa.
Yes.
Amuche say Rulani Mukwena.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
You know, Nejumana after peace omo ye no. Intimin so aba finally, but said you would teach now Sundowns ball I feel. And they have improved the players individually.
Yeah.
Rodwan Williams said, "Yeah, me jitu mu say, ono na wa born esu dada. Super Sport and Sana Oba, a team I friend Sundowns.
Yeah.
But look at Grand Kekana. She Mudao, the right side.
Yeah.
Look at Tepera Morena. You talk about the left back, that Mudiba guy. Look at Mokwena now. Look at Marcelo Allende. She Taylor Adams. She Martin no all left no. She crying almost for so much tempers one continent. And look at how Oba changed the rule of Lucas Ribeiro and then Peter Sarulele. Inti omo handiwork no. So wo hwe Sundowns team na inti ya no mo ball na efe. And so we pyramid omo game na be similar. Omo game na nti sa ali die no. Enye quick feet, enye quick transition, enye pace, very athletic and energy. Fiston Kayela Baeli, sharing the style of play. Imagine him leading the Sundowns line. You enjoy him. Ti me no ya adwen say. Adwuma wa ye de any offer na e ba na ebroso. Ebro na adwuma.
Ebroso. What you Zamalek crepe no. Zamalek are also pushing for the South African coach, but their disadvantage is that they haven't qualified for CAF Champions League. Yeah. And what is that? Do clubs need now? The North African clubs yes.
Yes. So me know ya doing say North African club HC1 coach here. He's no piece.
Obia the CAF Champions League.
Yes.
Opewo instead of the coach now.
Onye Marcel Kula. You know, me know ya doing say the Dean and Nedjuma na de emu wakakra. But that is how life is.
Okay. It's not, and also I don't know one coach is also Florent Bengue. Yes. Also it was or Roland in level now.
Debut Florent Bengue they say you may rated ahead of you. May rated also he has won the competition.
Yeah, but as attention no Roland is more.
On say no we're free. No so ba Hilal. Inti amani din confirm.
Okay.
No say being working with Sundowns no your name is always at the very top because you are consistent and you are seen everywhere. Sundowns you are likely to play in the quarter, in the semis, probably the finals. Into the BMO Udini or baby. But so one corona so one other teams now. I know Udini Bano. In this source, it is the reason why Florent and Bengue after winning it, 110 and Cassie teams near after him, and they know more experts obey Hilano. He couldn't live up to expectations.
Azam opened the day.
Baby, I'll bet me a copejo or more. You know, that is so here. Coach tina yebo mudina say o komo mo azam omunye o David o komo mo azam omunye they have to be at work. Zamalek, Pyramid, at worst it should be Chiefs or probably Pirates because they always want to be at the quarter, they always want to be at the semis unless you are assuring them say you will be signing quality and big guys. Joma Babeka Hama Nemetimi Akoy. Yes, Amuma.
Okay. So and a Pirates and so Mukwana Rulani Mukwana. Omo na kasedu chipa. Two here clubs from North Africa, including the OG Champions League and Zamalek, near others now. Now they compare Kabako Pirates. Wow.
Yes. So you North African you
Basika osro more.
Oscar you binya bebre. But I want no free mo mbepamo. Wako free Mombepamo, Oko Pyramid do free Mombepamo, Oko Ali free Mombepamo, Oko Zamalek free Mombepamo. But for Paris, Omoatia say for a long time, Omuntimindru baby will be expected on Bedruno. Semis was okay for them. Pressure new baby. Get time 1-2 years, prepare the team very well. Evidence ma go pa more guys with time they can deliver. Add 1 or 2 guys to it and you are good to go. Timem you no anka meko Paris.
Okay. Yanja Africans are also Ekwakobo FIFA Club World Cup, no ebi. Mo the Morocco the 31 players are more Africans. And Ekwakobo Moroccans.
Over time pick 23 free for Africa Cup of Nations, they will still deliver.
Serious.
Because they are going to compete with the very best in the world.
Yeah. Morocco 31 players. South Africa 31 players. South Africa.
Difference there why the two nationals are performing in Africa. It is not magic.
Yeah.
It is not coincidence. It is because
31.
Yes. It is because their guys are really prepared.
Okay.
It is because they've given the guys exposure. It is a real Morocco for I listed 23 players for the Atlas Lions for the next Akubia maybe.
Yes.
So one here, you listed 23 players for the Atlas Lions of Morocco for the next AFCON.
Yeah.
And it showed how matured their local football is. How matured the work of Morocco team and move around at joining other teams. How matured and you know they'll be competing with Messi, Fini, Mbappe, the Inter Milans, all the big teams in the game. Look at that exposure. It is Oba. No Babishia Cameroon Afcon, Obeshia Andres Ambu Agriza, Obeshia Brian Boemo, Obeshia Thomas Patea. In as much as an 11 in Thomas Patino, will enjoy a certain exposure. Obeti me dia macho, a mama shoa, almost a munko, Abruchirin Kobo. He will be playing against Sergio Busquets and Lionel Messi today. Look at that exposure. Our Hard Rock Stadium. Look at the South Africa team. This AFCON, World Cup qualifier, and these are the same guys. Almost the Sundowns are called the finals of the CAF Champions League. Those are the same guys that will be representing the Bafana in the AFCON. It will be all over the place. It is a big exposure, and it's adding a lot.
All right.
To the players individually. Who something different, and they will be meeting top class players. Match. I did a lot. How I wish. Senka Yensu Yabaka Niakwakusia Kabi. Now you players no to be all these guys.
Wow. Tunisia 25 players. Egypt 23. Mali at the 8 players na FIFA Club World Cup.
Wow.
Mali 8 players. Nigeria the 5. Algeria at the 4 players. Ghana it was 3 players and Senegal so 3 players. Angola were 2, Cameroon 2, Cote d'Ivoire 2, Burkina Faso 1, Congo 1, Gabon, Guinea, Mozambique, Namibia, Tanzania, Togo, Uganda, Zimbabwe, Omnina Kuta 1.
That is a huge gap.
Yeah.
But let's hope for the best.
All right. Yeah, Kekaba, if you ever Africa, Kakra, MC Malik, wherever you are, Mamin Chow pay na we are brutal. Koswana monitor program no sir. All right. Yeko na ya bafi abaya discussions be mind you wendra ya trans no. Man for questions be 2 became na doso but 2 be the me peki ye say ye ba na. Ye be hwe kakra bi ansana ye de ene local source no atwa so. We run programs. Ye be trans memenda ye run programs ni nyina. Shows ni na free jola bepem ene memenda na akuku dam no ene foforo aba no ye de eka mo e di e da so ene final whistle do me enu pepe na ye peja ye mu ama holistic news and so abeto so e de amaye. I wonder why people are talking about Guardiola as if he had 2 bad seasons. 1 bad season and he's been attacked as if he won just 2 EPL in 8 years. Pep Guardiola won 6 EPL in 8 years and came 3rd in the just ended season. I'm interested in the issue of some FA presidents owing clubs that you started yesterday. You promised to continue that issue today with Andy. If a person owns a club before becoming FA president, I see nothing wrong with it, just as GPRTU chairman owns a fleet of cars for commercial purposes. Can GJA president own a radio and TV station? All right. And big question now by Okay, enti na eno Kofi and any ye programming and anopay. Then now okay, I mean my examples be say apart from say ebinum only clubs no ebinum so ye clear say clubs way and omo me mpanimfo it was our clubs way almost the same as owning the club, okay? So we a club me pen okay? Mean say dwarfs and na brew battler there and amba but you can say dwarfs are and na brew battler. Let me count you say. This nana be FA president say tinchina of favor dwarfs can be brave so ana. Say you can Dr. Nyahota Maklu. Doc, emra na oye FA capo no. So be them say Dr. Nyahodi has of book. Me boy. Sa na you can Alhaji Jaula. RTU. Obeye FA predimu pa. Intino say enya nsunsanso bi wɔ ne club na ɔyɛ pani wɔ mu no yɛbɔ ɛyɛ adekoka ɛka saa time na Olympics yɛka adekoka ne nyanko onya ne baabi ɛkɔ nyankopɔn ato ne sade afrɛ ne nyame mfa ne kra nsi ɛmfa ɛma adekoka yɛka opa oka adekoka stand ɛwɔ grass sports stadium wow ade enya ne baabi ɛkɔ SK Manu obi anim so Kumasi Asante Kotoko some Samson nom no we have to fugu mpanimfo pa owura kwasi nyantachi wa all stars crowd na ene dia nti yemra ni mehwe we kakra sa interest na yehwe we nu so mutumi ye FA president nso no ya antikiti bia ba yemra ho na yemahwehwe ngomo kakra afi yemra
mutumi ye antikiti bia but eneno there be a can one say it has been issue of interest. You know, there also be at and say, in a club and working for the club are two different things. Say club near Odia, now Jumama, why Jumama club is two different things. Say you obio to me a Jumama club. Oh, we are no one the baby. Okay, the M4 will be the same Mr. Davis Pipra. Said you after working for Kotoko. Obianim so you go to Kuni. But where is he again? It happens everywhere. And me say, so far as our baby penny no, you have to be associated with the club. And no dear son of a BA. But in a club, dear, African so so. That is why I gave you names yesterday. Said the FIGC president, the FFF president, the French Football Federation president, Diallo, the team wine. Gabriel Gavin and the team wine. Pedro Rocha and the team wine. Claudio Tapia and the team wine. Ednaldo Rodriguez before Obeko, Simon Zaud and Abba and the team day. They are only working to make sure their football become better. That's all. It is no those names now are born a bit more baby man. But you know, what am I picking it from? Mr. President Kosina Techisumra. Said you. Can anybody convince me that President Kosina Tech no interest and he had? But you know the difference. Sad time no. Na ya win it. The young win na oje a backlash. Ye musa who say under President Kosina Tech. Ye 2009 team na the Koji World Cup under 20. He had 2 all-star players in. Can we say the connection with Liberty? And the no say better actually. Liberty at the point dominated most of the call-ups. And who doesn't know the connection between former President Kosina Tech and Alhaji Sly Tete? Forget about Onimboni, a friend, and Onimboni and friend. There are a lot of players in Ghana now who are playing for other teams. They are better than players of Minyakola by Fiom. The Onimboni doesn't come in here. But he pays so much homage to Alhaji Sly Tete. And Liberty at the point became dominant in all major call-ups then. But say you, BB. We had brighter there. It did not President Kosina Tech's time. And Richard Ofori Beye, goalkeeper number 1 for the Blasters. Said you. And President Kosina Tech's time. And more BRM feed a consistent call up of
no deserve one.
You know, and Yama would deserve one on deserve. Say Uncle Form deserve Kuman, some national team. Until deserve one on deserve that didn't come. Maybe remember after
not on number 1 goalkeeper country.
There were goalkeepers. Who were
I'm a busa question. The question, a man from Kofa. Sad time. Now or the Black Stars. Not only the best in the country.
Richard Ofori.
Yes.
The Ben I ball Kruma, while start keeper bear the best number 1 goalkeeper.
Oh, me Busawasem.
And I mean,
into Richard Ofori, not only the best.
Player,
the best goalkeeper. Your side step no go far.
Any player be a maybe I put something on your best. And I may say I'll come to whether or your best or on your best.
Okay, who the start?
It's not because I'm about your best and now on your best.
Okay.
Because there are players I don't want to tournament here. We they were not the best. I'm talking about connections and influence and interest. But ask yourself, after President Kwesi, how many Legon Cities players had a call up to the national team? It's whether or ya Diana or ya Diana, no American. But I'm talking about certain players getting call ups. And I'm talking about Edwin Jima. Said yo, Edwin Jima drew baby, national team call up. Yet me boni dina Ghana ni beyond tiase. You can't throw the connection between him and Wild Stars out under President Kwesi time. The influence and interest had been there from the very
first. And of course, South Africa, Nana.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
But on kickball for Black Stars.
Oh yes, we're for Black Stars.
There be over there be over train bench na man for say. So we go train bench. Dem fan go over so go train bench.
Yes. It is a do. Yentimi ntu ono ntwere. Ni nyina aka ho. It interest all. But the difference is that those days, Mr. Joe, na social media ni ho. Na videos you never be chire ni ho. Now people don't waste time discussing those things. Because these men were so influential, so huge, and within the media space. Na say Joe, oma cover baby. The very few guys and I know back to expose them. And again, we were performing. In as much as I am performing to the level I am, at least it was better than today. And then they say I'm qualified across the do. But at that time, we played multiple finals in the AFCON and the 20 World Cup. Yeah, we need be. Consistently, we qualify for the under-17 tournament. In today, so we discuss the issue of interest. But interest is a do. A woman from South time in the baby scene. Intime Busa say, after President Kwesi Nantechino said, "Do where is Liberty Professionals?" After President Kwesi Nantechino, how many Wild Stars players now change by Legon Cities no? And I said, "Joe, and you call up to the national team." I can only mention Joseph Eji. One centre back to be Abeka in Legon Cities first season. No, he was a centre back for Legon Cities, and we now call up to the Blasters. And I said, "Joe, say you call up a Legon Cities in home. How many occasions now Legon Cities? It has been dreams." Kufodias and perfect in God we trust, vision and all those club dominating. Now the difference now different from that time. They say do, and they say how many say major call-ups are dominated by Penina Odi and team. Under 17, Yabo qualifies 2 we don't qualify. Under 20, you qualify. Under 23, you qualify. National team crowd they are quite bidru say. After the AFCO cry and qualify. It another a major discussion say, say interest na kanene wo ho no. Say do, and na ba bedru ba bia, and na de yenku bi kura. Nti na am obi e ka ho asem, say president ni players dominate, president no no kwa dwene interest no, president ko pese the players kwa na ebo say do, say discussion na koso be. But interest and influence has been there. You know, here be na moko Canada Park am ko tumrika no. You don't share the happenings in Galadan Park. You don't share how they've enjoyed from former E.T. Mensah time, Dr. Naotamaklo time, Charles Taylor saga issue of Charles Alote Yellow Card saga the Babisine. It is a do be one or two in your hand. It was a certain issue within the national team or within our football. But the recent time difference in they say, and now we are near the list now to TV so we are near the list to social media no be who say. Nipa do di any place in Kwana Deko. Those times social media no how they be exposed will be. And again, and none of Panama tell say, I was just a kid to know Emmanuel Dria and Daniel Ado. To know Samis Oseko for Audu Isaka. Those days go up say you Hokrana light in you. But I can still recall those names till today. But and confetti and able to be say even and penny for me football. Catcher and saw almost 3 players from under 17 at the Cobo tournament so unima. And almost 2 names from under 20 at the Cobo bonus unima. Why? Because we don't pick the right players for games. We think about our personal interest and we think about the interest of because Sedu so free. Yeah, let me cast me why I'm saying for the 3rd time. Sedu, ene se President Kate nye president bia yen check the number of call up I be free dreams FC aba national team. Nobody will even consider them. Nobody.
Even when they are good.
Sana say it yes. Say you when you are good there. Memu how. You ko under 20 ma you ko share. Just 1 week. Coach say you call up Dream Safety players 3. Esa dominate here. You ko under 20 no one the dominate here. You ko eliminate here. 1 week after. Yes I call up for under 20 now. After different players no sa ankrofo na esa akofra fofra no mo sa dominate. So when you are good doesn't come in ewa ha. Dreams ni your friend no nimba. Say your friend Aziz Adino because Aziz forget say when team you are making in Barcelona. Aziz is a special talent. Na football no sa na tie. Eto da bia ubedu baby. The opportunity also on saka na on sanka. I'm not saying all those players that had call up from President Goshidan 30 time, Dr. Nahotamaklo time, President K time are players who doesn't fit where the national team is. That is not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that most
but
of
references
them...
now you're in there. Be be okay. Especially Okoball Liberty Professionals because of Kwesinya Ntechi.
I mean, I still stand by.
Liberty players. Bob Black Stars.
And I make me catch you say.
Kwesinya Ntechi say your own performance.
Good. Peter Mido akwa mokoto.
Asamoah Sule Muntari, Michael Essien, name them. Modern man, I say, you'll be links. Okay.
There were players who were better than them in the local league. Where were those players?
No, me better just
some players. And what incursion did they make in the local league?
No, me better see my
yes. But folk had players who were winning league titles for their clubs. You know, players that will be one of our Ghana Premier League. Players now.
I said don't only chance for Black Stars.
Do you know all these players pass through the ranks?
I said don't only chance
for Black Stars. And I say players here because of the connection they pass through the ranks.
Me player be who feels any more money was so chance Samoa Jane Sule Muntari no. Amanya chance.
I've mentioned names.
Why? Okay, don't. Now say don't there. Only chance for Black Stars.
Was any of them
better than only chance for national team?
Do you know? Oh. Do you know when you want call up I be you free more.
So do any chance.
One.
But
okay, Beba. Edwin Jima when you how many opportunities? Say what me make here.
But what man make a case for Nkofubi. But be how the Bema among for because no one deserve it from.
General, what was their performance in the local league? All the players that I've mentioned, name them. Baby Jet, Michael Essien, Sule Muntari. I'm not saying they were no good players, but I'm saying that within the local league. A hand fan your local league now. Some players here me born within. You been your baby do in the local league. You local league now,
you know, the American say, Ombenya influence of Black Stars because omo your leaders and omo clubs, players, and omo akokurum. But no, in all cases,
that is not what I'm saying. You know, I'm saying what you're
yeah.
Anything I'm say, Aziz getting a call up to under 20, he is there on merit because he deserves it. It means what you're say, no be on na ye and because of influence. You know them know what you're doing. And you be there be. And you be on that because the penny you won't here. That is not what I'm saying. A bit more on merit. It is the reason why I emphasize on Aziz. Say Aziz is a special talent, devoid of Barcelona when team are making na. One Roma require me when you Barcelona when team are making. Giovanni Barcelona when team are making. Anton Griezmann, Coutinho when you Barcelona when team are making. There were big guys, talented players moved to Barcelona. They failed to make it. It happens. But devoid of that.
Okay.
Not all players are omunya call up under this stewardship because omupeni you some of them deserve it. I know them know what
yeah. No, in all cases. But in most cases, yes. It has
yes.
So omu influence at the omu players con national
yes.
team.
Don't do one
yes.
Yes. Omu
me no, I can't agree with you more.
Yes. Don't do one Obi Antren to after President Kate. So we need GFA presidents. We don't dreams as players.
So don't downplay Andy's view on the club ownership and affiliation, and its influence. It has influence on our game. Let's look at the period when the late E.T. Mensah was a sports minister. Hatchofok dominated Ghana football largely due to his influence on the administration of the game then. Okay. And also those days Hatchofok Eba Stadium, Babayara was a E.T. Mensah na Otibas. Hey, Emre cool. Okay, but no, so many and can no in all cases, and it is a brewer or a deserve collapse, no, but a lot of them, penny or and this are boys, no, echo the various national teams, no. Okay, do I understand, Andy? Without those links, Jan, etc., a good talent, though, wouldn't have gotten the chance to play in the national team. Okay, indeed, also the Abba, no. Of my drink, Emra. There was another year, I don't say, can't home BBA, apart from way. Coaches. Interests. And the Indian also. And the young cocker, young Minko. Young come once now. Minko, come Mickey. We know we didn't come on now because I can say the question no actually, but it's a coach's interest. Obaka man for kakra, and then as some so buy. Coaches need you know, yes. So over here, coach be player be all sign or no. Na player you can the team or one.
Coach etibi team. Now pam 18 players.
Yes.
So omonko. Coach etibi be team or say players we nyame na me don buy. Inti just a moment me players. Ansa na my yard. It makes sense partly.
Yeah.
But you know, any coaching kwa former players in account. Me share kotoko former player bi wo park bi so.
Yeah.
You know his only problem
was
that Prosper Netuguma more the chance to bring in players. I asked myself, wow. Into team now would you know? Your personal interest. Areas to be cross try so the two players beba. One tears here. I say, wow. Again. And now me buy na ye train come about players at team CPB. And I'm say player B. Former player be a cotton team the secretariat is teaching on fano. Metia Nam Kacho said that player in 2 seasons has just 1 goal. I'm not going to use statistics to judge him, but that player cannot play for the team. Now anybody puts all bebono. Now I'm saying Kacho said,
but before we Fambia na me refi, Joe, I'll help supply you with some of those memorable pictures. Newspapers now years. You say say kanina boom na yede a former part of yen programs the midfield action program no yes extension we by didn't can catch them say ebe we no me no you know be broswa kopim no me no na when you still are me sure say sorry I won't say be sorry because of nema hodo I dey ba keka ho segment ne ba ko omo atwam dada years ago 80s or the certificate 80s 90s omo kai omo pa
kai who both foreign and local
yes we no pictures na ready am fa bi nchire na ye newspapers ye ne bebrebe wo bi afa baka ho na ye wuram na headlines ahodo players anomo features at time no positions are omo ebo na fe ye dey ba behwe nyoma sedesia ajiagu sesei no e ka ho kakra em say eye pa inte no be form a segment of sa program no sanso na Andy ye beko manone okay na ya hwe
memorable games
yes gayi na ne kan ba ko no newspaper na omo frɛ no is a star the star golden Kumasi Asante Kotoko show class wow and muhu pictures papa enya sam keto akra wo safu demfi o ni fafa so na mfimfini no ze Joe Debra ewo mfimfini na mehu Isaac Kwachi enso ewo left na enya sam keto akra
players no
oh yes minimum pa
ebi
omo ya na minimum pa na ye form ho so na Azuma Nelson enso story bi honom ani na no edoso ebobo no krankra fidu adeko re sorry no me no nti enima bebrebe emu de he kra enra yesu ba ko bi momfa no so meka me ho na fe yento aso emfa amanfo Kumasi Asante Kotoko ewini was it against yes Heart of Folk na mo hwe the war TV here the sports world ne banner headline Ochemu was one spread ni now Nti
yes,
so what I say?
yes, yes.
Enim ho nyina na yɛkyerɛ nyina na ɔde yɛ no one ayipe na o title no wobetumi kotoko. Wobetumi kotoko. Wow. They force Heart of Oak to taste defeat. Wobetumi kotoko. They force Heart to taste defeat. Nti ohia Mohammed Odum and players nankasa aswano ohia Kwame Samson and wanimu hono na fe Yaya Kasum na omo aswa Mohammed Odum in that game. Dey be na bae asa ne ma nyina no enso bae na yehwe players na player we Abura Stanley Abura, yes. Owombi the one thing them say me struggle em say ba me ba ho a me hu ni ye nti enya sam keto akra wo betumi kotoko people so abako
The star de man who.
Well, who I?
The make people and the star.
Okay.
Man who's
Okay, one more. Okay. Ubetumi kotoko. So those days, okay. And the newspaper no back and so I don't know. Police rescue Otto at Jemfi at Kumasi Stadium. Police rescue Otto ni Otto Fista. And Jemfi ni CK Jemfi at Kumasi Sports. Then buy police raw.
You know, I'm catching our words. Stadium we had the rescue group for then answer.
Sure.
Not in general we bear blaster and answer national team match.
Oh, we na band national team.
National team Ankoyi. Police involved yeah.
Okay, and the police rescue Otto Jemfi at Kumasi Sports Stadium. And the way no ya be na segment back na ya ka ye ho na ya ye ni bebrebe ye ba beto ade na wo kan so e fa coaches no omo kwan fa so ye recruitment ni bi na man for so mo nti ase no as a hustle interest ya bam. And the way any others any dey ebebremo enya sem keto akra foreign clubs no ye be hwe bebrebe to Europe na ya hwe kane no nya kane no kra beba mo time ya 80s ne ade ba no players no mo e feature omo videos matches no ebi na fe teams no coaches no referees no omo performance those days na they be compare your players in matches as our teams no ebo na fe players no positions bi omo ko they compare earlier ones na be show ni asa comparison no ebebrebe edoso nti monkan ho yame aduma free adwada echo 2 p.m. and ebe page mu e won the papa de amamo Dr. Frimpong na it is saying aya transfer ko well say unfu do so uye ni nyina and water credit water male wo ade Gentleman Dental Clinic adwuma wura na na oti ha ne no bedi asin ho enkomo kakra ye ba na ba beto aso de amamo asin ho ehia ye papa doc boy enkomo kakra
yo me da simini
Gentleman
before kwanye so na machia wahwefo nyina ne watifo nyina on the various platform Gentleman Dental Clinic Gentleman de se oti se ye ka Gentleman da na che se yesin ho asem ene ye ka oti se ye ka esen ne nipa ye num ho asem so a na che se Gentleman na e ka na Gentleman ye esen ho adwuma unlike oko other general clinic and say oko hospital ye general services na yin bi no oba Gentleman de dia specialized services are concentrating on oral issues ye num yesin hawa ewo ho ene kwanya ye be fa so ye be boy yesin ho ban na yetime di ye num ni na esen no nkofa ya rinsusan so bi emfamra ye ni pedua no so enti Gentleman de ye wo ho se ye be san abo osen ho ban de sen na ye bia no ye be san so a restore ama osen no so tebia no asan ye kama ene kakra na aseje ye be sua no efa tooth plaque ho ye ka tooth plaque a esen mu yare na say one of the esen mu hawa etete ni padodo no na obehu se mpre bebre no enuane a yedi no ene sade no a yedi no sometimes etimi accumulate ewo esen no ntam etimi hihye ensen ntam wo sometime na obehu se ebedru ba bi no obehu se na yellow ni green bi ahihye senem na ayhyase no a very sick intino brush etimi remove anopa ne anwumra obetwitwu se no ebetimi aye fro because beginning no ayana enyedin obon say etimi hihye esen ntam na achi esen no with sometime ukoso ADD onom na fe accumulate wo ho no a untu anamon emfa ho no afi bedu ba bi no abeye din eno na ifa ne say aye tighter na ebeye den sa no a na said ye obey su brush e de free ho no na aye difficult and I say ni yi no aye den enti se wo hu yellow ni green a achi esen no bebre no a and I say hye esen ntamu a sometimes no itimi ma wo sen ankasa eye mobile wo se na esen ankasa ekeka epese etu enso so no a intimi entu eye sa toothpaste na ye ka ho asem no e na itimi ma esen no ye den eye sa afei nso so no se wantu ho anamo a ebedu ba bi no bon se etimi accumulate to level bi abon se na aka esene be se mienu abom na akova ho nyina ebasa na aye severe na ebasa na enka esene so mbom keke wo sendam no a eye gam no a ekuta wo senama esene nya hoden no na esan wewe wo sen enam no eno na bon se duru ba bi na ma emoja anase blood efri wo gam no mu anase wo ba bibre sa toothpaste na ye ka ho asem no eno na esan course sa enema no afei ebetime aduru mpempenso bi a ebetime didi awura wo sennam no amana be ma problem bi a ye fe no periodontitis and say periodontal disease eye osi achi nam no yare sa toothpaste ya betime akoso sa ade no so e dia ma ebetime so asan akoso anase ebetime e yare kaka e dia ba osene so a eno so no obeje ho ba bia entimi enji enti sa toothpaste aye ka ho asemi eye hawa ewo esen mu a esesen ne bebre ebetime asan ma severe bad breath anumunka anade efe no halitosis no afei o kasa nipa mu ana wankasa no odo nsa akatawa no ni nyina ye sa esen mu yellow ni green na ehihye ho no a I start here 1-2 anamon no ebeba bedru ba bi de sansunso aye ka ho asemi e de abro janjimed e wo ho se ba bi a adru ana se de sa ohaw no e wo esen mu se de atie bia no ye betimi aye ho adwuma e de afiri ho ama esena san aye kama na oba janjimed dental clinic a yetu embo ase eye hwehwemu na sa toothpaste no ehihye esene mu no ye wo stages bia ne ba bi a eduru ahyase no bon se eye ketua bi na ehye sene ntemo eno no ebasa na yetimi simple scaling na ye the amounts the fun scaling and polishing no ni nyina bi free esene ntem ama esene no asan anya ahoden judgment dental ye chi akwan enya yira kwan wo kumase ye wo Abrepo junction total filling station na chi hope ene wo ena se wo enkranman no so a 2 branches ene wo Accra ye wo Nungwa main lorry station ho ena ye wo branch ba konso so e wo Atomic Down do mekwa benya runabout no so ho ye branch ba konso ho aplawo ye wo ye ne Eco Bank e wo the same building and I say the same premises udru ho a Janjimed ewo ho ena Takura den so Janjimed ye wo Tadisco Junction wani hwe banchi ase kwan no so no wonsa benkum ho ba bia former GN Bank na ewo no eho na Janjimed dental ye branch ba konso ye san wo Tamale Tishigu opposite post office Tamale branch no ewo Tishigu opposite post office eho na Janjimed dental ewo ye san ewo Techiman udu Techiman ya magazine market kwan no so wa Janjimed dental ewo ho Janjimed ba bia wo bia no so o ba clinic a obefre ye number no ewo 055 913 95 82 055 913 95 82 the bia doctor ewo ahoma no so na nurses ne bi ewo ho a ofre no a ono ebetimi atwetwe enkomo branch bia eye adwuma free edadwo ada kopem eda memneda eno nti se oba clinic na se ye nhwehwemu ehu ba bia calculus na se toothpaste no accumulate aduru na se de achi esena mana ye no ene be kire se what kind of scaling and I say polishing ben na wo se ye edema ya to yembo ase de nimde kwan so afidi ade ayi sa ne mane nyina empre bebre no se obi wo sa esen mu problem no a obon se na ye de dadoa ana sharp knife bi ana se ade bi try se ye be yi free esen no ase e basa na wo ye sa nyina no na esen create wound ede ma wo se achi nam no entu bon se enche na infections wanya problem e wo ye se achi nam no a ekura sen no e basa nso a e be ma wo sen nso ahoden atima yeden akofom enu nti se enema hyehye sen mu a nipa bia no afutu aya na ede ma obi ne se ye nhwe se enema emehyehyɛ esen ntamu ansa every 6 months bia no e wo se otimi tu anam amount na ukohu o dentist for professional cleaning ye examination no check up no ma wi ane ya wohoro no mina e de amount enti saa enema na etimi hyehyɛ esene mu kofa ohawa ya bobo so yin bia no endru ho kra na abeta se ebia ebe accumulate abechi esen no afi yetimi san ye deep scaling no e de ma wo mreko a ama wo sen no aye mobile no na afi ya hohoro wo no mina yi saa nema na nyina afiri esene mu ewia na ya ma wo aduro na esen ase asan aye den kama na osen no a e wo so anase eno pese etu a entimi nto no ase nyina betimi asan aye den etimu biem afi problem a wo kasa ohu enka wote enka wo mu no ni nyina no ebejai afi osi achi nam no ayare no abamu a e separate no ho from the teeth ama wo sena se nyina ayi ni nyina nso ebefiri ho na ohu atofo ni kire gentleman dental se de me kire no ye adwuma firi eda joda kopem eda memeneda anopa na wotwe kopem anwumre no nsia da bia gentleman e wo hwe screen so aye numbers na wo so nyina no ofre bia doctor ebefa problem no betimi ene no atwetwe nkomo na won so anamo wo se utu na odebo osen ho ban no gentleman branch bia no a wopese wo access bia no se e bia ye hwe okumase na waduru enkran ya utimi ewura any of the branch na o continue o process no na so procedure no your network system no ye hwe wodin e wo system no na say obebo wodin doctor na o hwe wo procedure na ye ma oba bia ye aduru bia no ya to aso e de afiri ho nti gentlemen eno ma ye da soronko ye hwe wa ye nse wo mre opese wotu kwan a obetima otu kwan ba bia obedu bia no ura any of the branch a ye beto treatment no so e de ama enti e ma sa toothpaste no ense esen no ye wo ne kwan e wo ho a ye fa so a ye di firi ho to anamon na bra gentlemen dental kumase ye wo Abrepo junction Tamale ye wo ho Techima gentlemen e wo ho Aflawo gentlemen e wo ho Takrade nso ye wo ho Koforidua ye wo Central Market Koforidua Central Market ehwa ofri abronsan na wokọ police station Central Police Station no eho na gentlemen ye di ye njuma branch bia ye adwuma free edadwo da kopem eda memeneda enkran so ye wo nungwa main law station na atomic nso ye wo atomic down betima free ya homa no so 055
913 95 82
fra doctor ewa homa no so ono ebetwetwe enkomo na wo problem no no ahye yeah
Dr. Frimpong Yebedasi. Oh, very busy. That time about when I some kid hey, man for piano, epe, dental. My friend is saying, any easy
because we be our dental problem. Yes, there be a problem.
Yes, there be a problem. Can who na said what kind of memma problem no cry mansa. Which me call na the more friend saying no more particles and one man is saying if you friend say
teeth whitening
okay
teeth whitening you be the kind the FN is killing no is yellow na e hye send no because send ye white na yellow so no hye send mu a e man nyefe it di kan ye cleaning no e ma e yi sa ne man ye wi na ye teeth whitening no so e di ama enti ye wo cleaning no e wo ho na ye wo teeth whitening so e wo ho teeth whitening na ye se wo ma wo send na
ifita yeah what did you a check ko na ye ne kama ma wo sere a wo si aduasa menu nyina timi ababonten Gentlemen Dental Clinic omo na bebo doc e be that's na be sane mo atransibium friend numbers no Dr. Frimpong e de atu dwa no na omo ne mo eni enkomo baboa wo ye pa o ufiri ho ba wankasa wani ebeji ye pa. All right, about the back on Sima Edu Bako Pepe 11 Emrason ye ba local stories no emu ye discussions kakra bi ye didn't can I mienu awie ye de bakui so fa coaches and so interest kakra ewo ye recruitment do recruitment coaches ni be omo ankasa personal interest and wompa ana omo ema no override that of the club interest no says our players na ye omo ankasa ma ye omo ankasa nkofo omo ankasa na bi kura obehwetiri no na oka agency bi a omo manage our players no ana mpanifo bi omo manage our players no aba be hu omo kokoam na kwa bia so akoya coach eni abre no hu ball so ono anope no we any others me here no so kakransa na weekend very tight e was centers ahodo AP MTN FA Cup final nyame eya aduma ochina na eba so dendenden e wo Legon Park no eso Kumasi Asante Kotoko any golden cakes na the tie so the sanso na FA Cup committee no ɔmo ɛde trophy no ɛba ɔsɛe kurom ha titiri ɔmo de bɛkyerɛ regional minister the commercial Asante Kotoko ni golden cakes ɔmo ɛkɔpere ho nyame yɛ adom ɔkyena 5 p.m. no na nsɛm bɛn ɛna coaches no de ato edwa coach Emma golden cakes a friend of Fifi Paka Yakwaba enche yebeti nsema ono so de atudwa de afa game yi ho sanso na coach Abdul Karim Zito enso akasa kakra de afa search games enso ho enye eno nko Gold Stars ene mediema coronation a game ebekoso ewo bibiani nyame eyaduma ono so eye otena nye eno nko Swedro All Blacks enso coronation no and it's because so din. And I'm here, you have a beer me one. CK.
Well, do I think your friend, no man, 5 get bad.
Maybe a beer me one. Yes.
And I'm with answer.
A baby, I think I'm a copa.
Friend.
And
I said, oh, Pierre near Madame for that. Last week, Monday, no frame is say chin or some baby.
Yes.
No, see a Jumo not. Into him some background. My cat is a morning.
Yes. A chair I'm going to Mr. Quasin, and also Afra dwarfs, Penny Party, dwarfs, all blacks. Mr. Quasin. Yes, congratulations once again. Yeah, Mama Basumaya, dear Papa.
I had a chance to watch one of their games.
Yeah.
And sure one match.
Swedru All Blacks back to GPL.
16 years. That's good news.
Oh.
Gradually having those. Old club back, you know, my numbers na increase.
Sure.
My rivalry number. At least people would love to go back to stadium.
Sure.
Imagine so was 16 years soon you Ghana Premier League in share. 16 years soon Kotoko House of Folk. Omo beba back. General Park Bayema. I'm happy that gradually those clubs are coming. We are only hoping so they will get money to finance the club. So they be a club and be stable. No my performance let me ako ye. Now be a man for to cost stadium a boa. E mo musu tim nyesika at the ball club na obra. Nti having those old club back, you know, and when you one man team. Obi o so do be in so team your All Blacks. And the old rival number side we can deal bill. Na ya make sure see a game every team about. So a piece of good news to Swedru for.
In America, comes out to question ka 2 minutes be crank and bad cry. Na ke ne wadi nkomo kakra na ya hwe. Yemo abaso ya de papa ono team ono management no yenim se maba asetra maba no so maba asetra mam meye bofa kwala la ni bi the bofa kwala la ba beten no David
Kotokuro ya so ba no beten no Kotoko the team that 115 now
Kotoko dada no ne anya kotoko dem fan kusi dwo numu a
ya be here
place no nyaade na
ya be here na ko
enti waba trase Swedru All Blacks congratulations once again Mr. Atukwesin na any team any place no enso enyina sanso ana ya be hwen nsem kakra kaso mingle nsem o kan say o mra ke be hwempa o say qualification Nations FC league na omanye no osedodo no anu free management na nkabomu ni management no okay eduru baby na mo ye yasi ahye kaso mingle nko a okay na papa ye eduru baby na okobo match na pack ni yoma edi egu say immediately after the game be sack no ntina coach as a management musumo ka ho papa na ba ko ye ni muntem to kwan disunity eka ho
interest
yes ni interest nso wom yes
me ko hu striker bi wo nations me ba ya me frɛ pani ba ko na me se masa mu team kakra kai ni sika Dr. Kwame Cheye boy ti striker mu team nyan ni na striker na osan ye foreigner nti obesan atua ne dollars
okay
and you know football so kofa foreigner ba you should bring a foreigner who is special. And you guys all foreigner, you want to be wa. Now what's happening to $200? We just have both team in the car. And to make kind of one of the guys I want to call a quiet commentary can play. No, so I'm the number ball, Mukra and fans and SR train. No more pop of you know, baby, and this is special modron. Only player or you fit to play.
Okay,
but Ubekomuna penny be. Adam Funu be no kofana bana tintina go tifan mo match
bia player bi bo untiase better player or bench in fan mother all right yeah to also the amam you be to a discussion no so be we no The messages me no be firm na fi so. Good morning. Me thinks Andy was right in his assessment of the various interests in football. Some were subtle, but others very clear. But I disagree with him about goalkeeper Richard Ofori. Ofori won the best goalkeeper the year while All Stars won the league. Andy Derry and Ejaiwe and so Agum Amayen. Sejo, you bless the executioner again. Jam school and who say jam school and a day by okay. Anefi Ansudwe Efaha Ebreye. Why are they asking for the green card from those that will enter the stadium? And will they do same when the World Cup time comes? Andy can never throw away the onimbo in his analysis. Onimbo okay. Then boxing too should be added for those who didn't watch Nanaya Okunedu, Aikote, Azuma Nelson, for them to enjoy. Oh yes, and if you can, some no din komokra. Say ye best sunyan, any marvelous Nanaya Okunedu, abedin komo. Okay, no. And I want to oh.
Now you know how boxing my class in
yeah.
I don't recall the day. I think 97 or 98. Maybe the Akama or me from Hobokrom Estate. Now if you on a light in your now me check if you on a box na I bazooka kote or bout a home channel. Obi who few be a sorry coffee and a light home correct bout in the but then and no I mean so my Anton Joshua is in town.
Sure.
Or he's in town.
Yeah.
And almost gradually bring a box in the back.
Sure.
Now when Nipa
Sharaf Mahama.
Yes.
President John Dramani Mahama ni
baboy. Yeah, Nipa ne wo bukom box in arena. Say they want me. So gradually they are bringing the boxing back. I perfectly agree. Say you born in Kwa.
Athletics. Yes. Na yahwe eno anso. General GPL coronation matches today. Oh okay. Make a china on. Kotokode na ye nyame adom ochina ba coronation no ose mekan ne ose no not tomorrow coronation dey no oka no
entina mo say suodu na ba bia ni
okay
bia ni em say china o
yen
ba suodu
ye ne all right okay. Yeah, trust the Amamo on Justice Blay. Please do your checks well on him because there's news around that Blay has asked the management to allow him go to the United States of America, but not that the management is sacking him, as Andy said. Please do the investigations on it again. All right, Dobisudi Abreye, no. Na SMP na yempese be de betuja de afa nyen sem nyina de kan do what is all American tia
player osan player
no ko America on tran say aka no contract do nyanwie
the America on tran ho no munwi no
America no so say obetuma manako ebien so obetuma manako say club do mo ko bo no negotiate no ICC you say contract na na ba wie no ko America so unti yenti
na sem bia na betin aka
yenyi bia na betin aka pacho all right. Nti yen to aso emfa mamo ba Blake team na ewo enkran no ho
okay
yeah oka ho nti afi na omo so all right yen fa no sia na yen to aso yen go back to
the issue of
interest
na mabem
ansa na de wenum na bewie
okay you know you football na kwadru say media or player so ku team ba ku mu a coach or players assistant coach or players, team manager or players, team nurse or players, team doctor or players. And you do say, ye babe signy players. Old players. And some would team.
Yes.
A bit so manage players. Yeah. And we supported free.
Supporters leadership.
And so manage player. And the supporters name so you will be more so manage players.
No for biaso.
I didn't play aba.
You didn't play aba.
Enti o hwe hierarchy na o draw graph na every sector player football kuruba. Sergio, you have managing a player and you don't need the FIFA license and so what to be a managing player. So we shall be no, yeah, dear and a born year of far now in a casa. Or yeah, our agreement to be the two no be a team, you are good to go. And it drew, sir, ye recruitment. Na Sergio, Chama ya oda club no enyo no an club no. Sergio no oti koko. Edu se ye recruitment na coach ti koko. Edu se ye recruitment na management members ti koko. Omo sika nyamu ano no. Nti eduru ha de hwe omo pam 10. Na omo de 12 aba. Na omo pam 12. Na omo de 10 aba. So the question you ask yourself na say, imagine say team no ye wu team and you know ye wo team a ye nipa maako dia okuruma. Da ben ye tie say brekum Chelsea apam players 12. Da ben ye tie so ora Moses amapaka pam players 12 say ko fa 12 aba be rem. Eye de season ba ko na mienu ebi mu beko. Am ebi mo ba be shim. But for the big clubs se do hwe. Kotokotimi fa 10 ba na 12 ko. Kotokotimi de 12 ba na 10 ko. Kotokotimi ja 18 kwan not 18 aba sa. So you ask yourself say imagine say sika na almost same no. Say individual person edia obe say sika no there be. Oh yeah. Then you come to the coaches. Say yo coach be ba pe or say there be. Say mo sika man ko to me players ya. Bon no minti member. But sa coach na so coaching fufuro mu a onkonko demand signings e wo. Okwa de oho na no de ya adwuma na bibia akoye di ama no se wantimi anya ne apam. And you know ya kwa ba bedru se dru se teams yes signings a wote se yes ani player obekwa akodru mu no na coach ni kura no bekob no ni agent a ode ne ba ye players no signing. Enya anko a yehu Eric Hanga oba Manchester United obeki sure say players or no ma ya adwuma dan kwa na opel mo. Players or no ma ya adwuma we agencies nkwa na opel mo. It happened in Europe, but the sources and say na he failed. Inti aba bedru say do and the coach bel team one no call the feeder club. And I say wa friend nkrofo me player bia no coach no team bia player ni tifie say do unhu na player na fa ho no aba. Player ne ba ya the next season your pam coach that both and the team no so pam. Why? Because the performance no any team no enko the performance no on team in fa bo team no. Nti hwe ekwan ya fa so pam players and ekwan ya fa so sack players wa. Ne nyina ne say everybody within the club was certain interest in player sales because one is go. Into how better say player we ba. Obetia ne say say na down for be or any ball da ni player and original. I'm not saying say player no nimbo no you are down for nipa bone. It is just like the name can say not all players are influence my coaches no and I say you bad. Me jitum say wo pe player na say wo signing no a marquee signing na you don't need the coach approval alone to go in for a marquee signing because marquee signing mostly change the faces and the complexion of teams. Marquee signings mostly draw supporters to stadium. Mostly only a big name say do you don't need the coach approval for that. But say Joe you krumba coaches ni bebre management members bebre say Joe team official bebre assign players based on their interest. Eno na aboa ma teams akese na ekofem no. Eno na aboa akotoko ne ha se kwa na omo de sia na omo de awai because players ni bebre ba no enye players who come on merit. So for player ni profile kan no say do obebo kotoko a e wo so team na ofri mu ban wo ye proving e wo se e bo di obi timika se kalanie asomasinie wo nie. Those were the times. But say you na obi be kwa kobobo wa abruchiri e bi kra obeba betena fie 2 years training kra wo nibi ubekom na player ni gina team no obo na America kra ntimi ntu ubekom no as a former player bi adamfo e ba no e na ode na ba se de na no na American obi akwa akotena kotoko secretariat na adamfo player na adamfo a on na ball kotoko e player emfa no me wa the player cannot fit and he cannot play
from say na kan no bibia ni de no ene coronation no me de man
oh okay
yeah ene
it is you sanye man is very common in our football baby interest obi adwene ni botom ho nwene na adwuma ho ti coach ba ya na apam coach ba na yeko into 1 year or 2 o kasa wo tena se no one for house folk team no one for kotoko team now one analyze situation na said you o bon say first no Enka player timi ball right back in 3 years. No amateur. Player timi ball left back 3 years. No amateur. But wait there. Say you who the player today. The next player different person come. The next person different person come. Because coach in the call ya ni apam player no. Player no befano. It is not because the player is special. It is not because the player is good. But it is because of a certain percentage. Entina player do the kwa kofano. Eti ube unse say yo. Coach be ma list. Say me pe 10 players. Ubetina si analyze 10 players no. Na say do nyo omo de bontia.
Yeah.
But omo nyina no omo one agency. Omo nyina sankwa wo kwan krom. Eti ne percentage wom, ne interest wom, sika obenya wom, eno tu no de sign player no. Ti de bia no omo bo teams ne kana teams ne bre. Enti interest no enya soro nko ana wo. Coaching in terms of signing players. Management members.
And in a way, any Europe, say coaches move to clubs via players we were there on the sign. Even though be on money needs to be, but on the sign almost our clubs. I brought for no.
I have no results to say.
No, because I say new also interest now. Players be war, coaches be war, players be one. On money needs to, but they be on the big teams be. On ensure say this our place now, bro.
On the kwa omu faili. I give example of Eric Ten Hag. Sejo. Omu faili. Ten Hag, where is he? And the Bible Bakusi no. But some koyeri niema ye no for the right players. Come on, United be elevating no. And I'm not saying it only lasts in Ghana. No, it is mostly elsewhere. But sana situation is saying that here. Say how you Mendes be find a way in the players akwa because the players were. Me no real ebe ede the players be kwa because the coach wa. But you know saying a real. And I'm not saying say agent be any coach be a juma no fan the player ye bonnet. You know that is not the point I'm making. But the point I'm making is that a bekwa ko real say and say Joe the structure of our football any the structure elsewhere any the same. Say Joe yeah has kind of way. Yeah has kind of way. Yeah has sponsorship in a way. How do we manage these clubs? It is story in the same thing. Story in the same thing. And you know Europe team nurse will player. Europe team nurse will player.
Yeah.
No. Team manager will player. No. But I had here. Also team insist say also also player bembi.
Yeah.
So I had back from the back. That is the point I'm making. And what has been the success of those clubs?
Okay.
They are not making it. And you know the team continue to incur losses. Europe the na ye can you know almost stadium almost feeling 80,000 in this cow. Almost sponsors. How to work almost sponsors way. I know two phone and he's got some Vancouver players. Into the structure and the system out there is clearly different. But ask yourself, the successful coaches, Kala Ancelotti agency be no work for player they buy.
All right. Nemba Michael Abebi or some American or Diababeto Sono. Interest in football is everywhere, even at the top European teams. If Eric Garcia is still playing for my Barca, what does it mean? Can give numerous examples. So why is Andy surprised? Can Andy check the number of signings Chelsea have done in the past 5 seasons? Name Michael Abebi the way every UK and so Abeka Yensa and Anope ewo bebia but Silano so we ano Hontian Pesebe sign.
Chelsea now Chelsea 5 years the success na back situation that to say. And you know omo musical. Yeah, clubs Muniska. Right. Let's not dispute that. Omuska and everything is structured. And again, Eric Garcia, who win Barcelona BNM, their connection with Spanish guys.
True.
Barcelona almost player of free baby, but not Spain it also no mobi. Sergio Roberto spent how many years in Barcelona? But players came and go. Kessben Bakoy, Coutinho Bakoy. No that's what the team. It's Barcelona there. Almost connection with Spanish guys. Clearly different from other teams. And you know, it happens. Manchester Abos are more pan player, no English player. Manchester, you know, baby, Ubos are more pan foreigner. No local player only be more crowd. So it happens. Sanity.
I completely agree with Andy's submission, but currently most of the recommendations fail. Ideally, considering Europe and other football nations, they make a lot of impact in the club. These are clinical, real examples. Number 1, Zinedine Zidane. Zinedine Zidane's influenced Zinedine Zidane influenced Real Madrid's recruitment of players like Eden Hazard and Ferland Mendy, focusing on players who suited his playing philosophy. Number 2, Patrick Vieira, both as a manager and a former player, had influence at clubs like Nice and Crystal Palace, bringing in players with a strong work ethics and a technical profile. Number 3, Edwin van der Sar, former goalkeeper, was a key figure in Ajax's executive recruitment strategy, blending business with football insights. We free MC backward. Ima and I do a free crying and so Brian. No, players no ni coaches ni be influence on certain recruitments are almost a year.
You know what they say different from them again.
Is it different?
Na say coaches or man.
You can't the first Hazard near you call
the agent for Hazard was John Biko. John Biko has no connection with Zinedine Zidane.
Okay.
When they say they make an on say.
All right.
Players they say they are coaching at home. But influence there, the style of play.
No, or Patrick Vieira, so both as a manager and a former player, had influence at clubs like Nice and Crystal Palace.
You know, so you have you when you are working for the team, obviously you have influence.
Okay.
But to make an influencer, a negative, or for a player undeserved to come and play. But if Eden Hazard played for Real Madrid at that time,
all right,
who will argue that Hazard does not need to play for Madrid?
Okay.
It was quality.
Okay. Just play a team no a one cry.
Yeah.
And you know, say didn't get their tuja.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, so able to her. Remember a coronation matches no, and other local stories ka krebi. Na afebi mi no ka krebi kra na aboma hu se kalanso nani hu hancho what say na asemba akopa nka mpese mbusa no under 20 U20 right a man ball boy because of Morocco.
Yeah.
And I mean ayaduma 6 of next month to 26 referees ombe ekako handle some matches in na me who 18 referees 18 assistant referees me who Ghana ni bia wo and VAR hono and me who Daniel Lai say ohye honom enka me person me pay referee kala comment kakra ref kama mkwa kakra me koba me ma okwan na fe odi no so wonsam abreye ba say no sorry e wa anya hwe na obetan ya na who ani mutri ho
makwa yi bese 3
nika utri ho ne wani no
me makwa yi bese 3 di fache me
sa so we dey mean fache you TV so na wo
me no mienu asa na obia so tie de me kana
okwa yi 3
me
well mu hwe kala ni okwa yi 3 o ni abrese ayi no even say photo it did not be our better. Why? It better. What did you cross? I go. Okay. But me first time fancy Abash.
Phone in artist to man more than Mrs.
Referee very photo. That's all mom him.
Oh, them say.
Oh, nyame na me kan san.
Okay, they say.
Oh, nyane.
Yeah, omo nyane nim say. Sa. Okay. But one go twem wo nyenya ho de. Uro kara ko twem ana aska wa ko twem ana. All right. And the make maka Agwash. It is say Angel Agwash. But feel brutal. Na also ayi Dr. Kwakuti release ya. Ba ebi e dey no. Oma dey why the din say you know, friends say no ade intimi modi. Mr. Fabigu ka no musia mbabia. Because I didn't dey no ana enyina no ye dey eye bibia. Mr. Utumi hum no tuka no adwane. All right, good morning Agwash. Any team na watch papa so amayen. All right, yemra na yememe to aso. Me call a New Life Homeopathic Clinic. Na me ne Dr. Makaje akodi enkomo kakra yeba. Na fi edida kan nyina no aba beto am so anakala uni problem bia wo de na me kan ho ana. Betu do akọ different area.
What problem
Okay. Mamani Dr. Mark Inwe. More than 10 minutes na nko ano o de akan sempi. Dr. Mark Ajay na atras no ahofedia. Wow. Ono na CEO at the Emma New Life Homeopathic Clinic. Kumasi about atasman so a taxi station no sounds so nkran dansuman runabout a King Solomon na doc se bibia boko
Rapper ni nyame atom.
e be yakopon sepa
I'm happy Father's Day. So
you da sepa you da in advance no me obi pa
thank you.
yes
Oh boy juma.
you da see
Yeah.
all right then na odi brey ne sa de ya mahunu ha de hu hia pa obi a o ya e so we are attentive
now
tie sexual weakness hamkofo pa dog etio enya sem keto akra
thank you bro.
na no so yetimi di homeopathic nuro no esa
oh papa
wow
we will get back to your strength.
Yeah.
That is normal way.
I see.
And you say you boost your hoden and your juma or channel as I zero.
Okay.
You be treat it.
Okay.
I did be na say near building it back.
Wow.
Then your energy is intact.
Okay.
And you're better than what for BB. Now holding dending.
Okay.
Ochina. Na wasasa.
Okay.
And the mrantie be bra, ne girlfriend man is surprised on any shada. Or that be because last time no new share no BB.
Yeah.
And the man call bare 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
And no no waba. Don't no be TV I know ja kwan.
Wow.
Because we send natural strength in the kojo. And until na ye pe kwan ye be fa so a treaty.
Yeah.
So that you are always ready.
Yankom cry sexual weakness de ba dia.
Quickly to make share what for no tie for the case so. Na sexual weakness no ye cancer said it make bodily weakness. Sa na was sexual weakness. Sexual weakness gina homa berima nem paso agro abafom. Ana ne sex life say eno na ma ye gina kan sexual weakness. Na sa sexual weakness no e wo mu ahodo 4. We have 4 categories or that particular segment, you know, 4 types of sexual weakness. Now, the kind, we have a meme beer. Omo bibi a friend early ejaculation. Omo we asi bebre early ejaculation. Ono na sebi oba na 2 cra 7 hutimi sane.
Wow.
Oh, well, they are there. A lot. So omo de ba manim de bia.
O hage oba cra.
Hage oba na oba ni mia na kakra
bi.
Oh, no ho besane.
Wow.
Obi wa fi obi ohunu na 2 no release.
I see.
Obi o he TV obi na obi miemi omo kakra na ne ho besane. Ehun hia akwa so be masturbate obi ho na ne ho sane.
Wow.
Omo wo ho. Ana omo no foreplay no omo nyaade. Ono oba ne miemi omo no eso start pe obi release. And we call those people early ejaculation. Because on the inside the crowd holding so obeko.
Okay.
And your what dear friend a premature ejaculation.
Okay.
Premature of one dear. Bibia e kama. Then so ko see anymore that was face say why ye juma cry 30 seconds.
Oh.
Which is so bad. It be is very weak to the point that 7 seconds hello no jam.
I see.
10 seconds grow do. Enipa emema be bre. That is a fact. E ya there wo ho.
Enyasem
premature ejaculation less than 1 minute performance. Enye cry.
Enye easy. Wow.
And ye what their friend erectile dysfunction. Now erectile dysfunction you on A and B. You A for ne dear ade na beginning na sorry cry momre. Ade na de pagya ni mu ba tutim say emunya din. On timi kra mfa nko ne dofo ho. Eno ye A no no. Ana B no ejina so den so call ho anajo.
Oh.
Ai. B for no.
Emutumi ye din.
Den ne fifire ne tin nyina aba ho. Then so call ba no aso start here na light off. Najo.
Wow.
Only B for no. And then the ultimate one is what we call impotence.
Wow.
Now so on the TV as in the Berman or the John Sokeke. So
hey, how do you?
Oh, serious problem na make serious pa. Now we say fear bebre. Marital problems na ekoso ofie mu no. Me kind of crack your rap and say. Say ye petrobwa ema our real nya issue more trouble de ba sexual weakness.
Okay.
Because ba na young. Ese so ye adwuma no ntumi nye. Nti emfa ho ni sika od be ma no. Bibi kitu bi na ne buafu. Nti ho no betwetwe abufu nketengete. Then na afa abaye say oba na ombume na ye ntokwa ofie. Enso na wasade bi na sebe atochima.
Woman is daima. Eno nka ho.
Engosi hwe. Sometimes oba bi di brane be me bi one ne wo wan kona. We say adwuma no no ye ne ye ntia. It's not about the money.
Okay.
It's bema ye ni pedu ejina hoi. If you tibesi na se fra bema.
Okay.
Ade na sa de we nko aya sa to ne din bema. Ebi a yɛn dream ho. That is what represent us as men.
And the man ye bema.
Emma we bema. And we have to protect it
Okay,
by all costs. Because I don't know kidney and friend bema. Yes, I deal with inquire or the bema.
Well, come on, in friend bema.
Friend bema.
Cry kuta we ko off I no.
Friend bema. This is bema.
Yes.
Yeah, one kasa.
Okay.
It is a old idea going free one sir. Now why your bar?
Yeah.
And it's a fact. So you can't impotence or more bema wua. And go for say 90 years for no one you. Young guys need be bema and sorry cry.
Yeah.
And sorry.
Serious.
And sorry. 36 years we are committed suicide or UK.
Wow.
The bema na untia. Because ne home sorry. And the parents I know baby a contract. So on any nanty and now for ne sense I didn't ye na obi a get by you who say on obanam. It's na ye who but no the problem. And the parents said that gave be contract. Say yes, road the any nanty. Ope say o koye hu ye akọ. Koye hu ye ba o de mo obi hu say o boyfriend dey ye ba no. Na enkipu no okay because na ha boy no 36 years. The parents are flight free UK ba Ghana be hu me. Na ma boa.
Oh, obi Ghana for.
They are Ghanaians.
Wow.
I am based in UK.
Wow. Wow.
Into ne maame ne papa na ba Ghana be hu me na ya pe kwan be fa so aboa ne ba no. Say o mo achi no na girl no oni to say the nipa kasa. Obi say na akoto sika mu say wonye ma no. Now they start giving the woman pressure. And no so anka na no tum so enya me o boy no ne hu awu. And a boy ne kotie. And all the sign no. Wow. There's any secret about bonting. Enti a problem wa e wo fie bebre mu. It we a bema na hu ni say ohun nyina so yie a. Na me say to for say bema bia wo ye below 55 years. Na wo bedanya ne ahomache na wo bema nyina so no. Brape no ya reba o.
Problem wo.
And when you answer about that on chain. On kwa now that cry you have to have that morning erection.
I see.
Ejina homa two things. First of all, sa ho ma china gina so den kira so wo energy for that day. Enya for ma asem. Wa ho odin ade beko akoniaba no. It's intact.
Okay.
And as I was sorry na yemre and me an sorry ya kira so wo lack energy bi.
Obi diet me mwa kra ma chana.
Che say enya hwe kra. And no che say problem ho.
Okay.
Into omo a me mo secret bi. One it to make that between 5 to 8 hours and ajuno. Eya busom some morning erection to say. Wow. Omo good sleep, sound sleep and ajo. One na kranya 5 hours or that between 5 to 8 hours. They be ejina so.
Yeah.
But one ajuma sem 3 hours, 2 hours. They be sorry munya din.
Okay.
E di a lack of sleep.
Wow.
Body na to me and repair ne ho. The moment abema be da bebre no, there's a hormone called testosterone. Production be more and ajo awada. And no na ma yenya morning erection no.
Okay.
It's not a for ni nya kopra no. Na ho ma chance so mfanye dey.
Yeah.
Odo benya no.
So dey bibi.
Benya no. Na uwie nso a wani aha untumi nya wo be sori akopra. The friend de kopra. Morning erection is very necessary. Etu ye bema na ho sane ntem, ho ba ntem, wo be memu omre, wo ko ho ana adwo a. Yes Father's Day. Ti na me di we brem no. Yeah. Started from where and ye de be kwa ko wie awo. Obi ntumi ngoba because of sexual weakness.
Yeah.
Because at the end of no better they are baby. Na wakonyem. Enti na boss yankasa mema esase me ani ko ho. Ana menne me de ani braba yesi e be ka ho asem. Na me nkan kire mema se eye yade.
Yeah.
Ye ma ye mfa ye pen kototo sa nro se ye mini bibi, ye fa bibi, ye mini bibi ye fa bibi na ye de abo, ye ho modern. Ye ba ye wo kwan be fa so hu baby a problem ni free. Ebi de lifestyle situation na ma ne be ma yemre. Obi nso aduro bi ode ne ho ato so a ono oba be hye bi ade so fa ofa sa aphrodisiac na ebedu time bi na ho de kakra na okra na sai no afo ono abe nso ofa anya dwuma na no timom na e pai no
very true
na anya dwuma bio na uti pai so enti ye mpe kwan be fa so a ye betu sa situation we yase bra hospital enya ferry obi baba hospital na ne yonko be ma pa fa ne se metu no abeto me 101 consulting room say eni gisem eno kran so be ma no onka obenye oba na te ho be ma mu o odi na meti na mechika se na me nam rom na utim ze do kan nyina mfa kwam at the end of the day who you so experience na kasa papa na ampa so agrot so scratch no ntina mba yo na no won kan na odi anwan sa ede na ye fere we ho wo yare oba o ye erectile dysfunction obetima isu initials me wo ed simple no twa ne short ye wie ye musa question bebre
okay
so enti de mekan say ebi mu ho a omo de no
situation in Ruby or Mofana Yomosa. A bimonso a pathological conditions such as diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Sanima we na bitima obey my emre. Ebi alpha pressure drew. Now drains the drew now offer and kwan a kumbe debi. Ya dear blood pressure nankasanso ye day a kumbe. Until Oba New Life I be wow. Na wagina na so na wonso kosie na numa watima bo adwuma alright eno na be ma ho se o me masem na wie peye okay because nipa bi su I was live on radio and a papa bi frey I was in the age of 52 years oh was say na yiri ebesen ko na hu na hwene na gu na nse pe na koma ebo kim because for 5 years on timi ni nshi ada
sebo
akoma bo amana so ko check the pressure no 210 wow oh yes
no that 2 years
and the man pressure draw was start safer okay because a day na ekoso on to me nya dwuma no oba nso hu twa oso hu pe na ne yam
am sure sir
say ni oba ne kra ne say me ko jam nan for party kra ne na sama ba so on to me no so bi kowe
brand new live homeopathic clinical bra na Dr. Makaji on show be problem no cry every one tentem and na etwagu e wo Kessben television so no pamcho enye jikopra na fese peking grind ni bia bacho obeyi problem ni nyina free ho na time bia na watimi akwanimu kama pa doc emre no yaso be 2 minutes 3 minutes ye adeba ko e ha man for pa so ye prostate cancer
very well
yes
very well
yes
and no time we need to
symptoms no yeah bapa no say e ya to yes
we ye be man na hu say anajo o da o jonso more than 3 e kokobo ma anajo no obi be ka say o mi no so bebre enye nsu awanom
okay
so no mun so bebra wa jonso twice se nya ko 3 4 hokope ya de bi unity na the first thing e be dwen ho ye be me ye prostate cancer nti anajo jonso 3 4 5 6 7 na se 4 na problem ho
okay
obi so o ti urine nkan bra on do washroom ho no na wa jonso gu ne ho dada on ti min control na gu ne ho obi so akodu washroom on urine no emma
oh
no gina ho na wo chem aso the force bi ana wo chem so na Johnson na ba ni nyina ntumi ma de bi oba Johnson na ase bi ai dey e bi akam sa na o feel na for ni be ma no ida say what burning emu hyehye na emu ye ne ya and sometimes obi o ko private na o chima na nso fita bi fini be mu ba obi nso be na Johnson ni mu acheche we fa na we afa and sometimes o ye be ma na wa ya ase aye wudu ana ewe to say be oba obebu ne nsa ana o ye be ma na unya severe lower back pain men fan kwhye sciatica pain en fan kwhye mazupu pain e free ye sisi e fire to ase e ba ye kotodwe saa no prostate cancer enya access to your bones and ma unya saa pain no nti mema be bra paralyze o moti wheelchair ma nya stroke no manya e cancer na ayo msa muntime nante ana sa wono oba ahia unya design say osiman na eba enso hwi mpia bonten wa ye adwuma na wie ohun sa say ohun se pese san so baby e ma and also prostate cancer to me and obi also semen be bakra na moja wom wow and also prostate cancer ni to me and then the last of it ne obe jonso na moja wom na no bra ma menka bibi wa ha brief just 10 seconds jonso a moja wom no egu ahodo
okay
so hu ne say emoja ne be pie ansa na jonso na ba a problem from your urethra o penis ni tokro kitwa na dem no ana problem ho ana hu ne say wa jonso wie no afei ana emoja na ba and also free urinary bladder ojonso twa but the moment a jonso any your friends say moja na fra no a serious problem. It can be a problem from the kidney or your prostate. And to jonso a humojam ne bia ne de kire into your bear man who such condition ne bia now so to recover New Life Homeopathic Clinic na ya hwama na mra ye Father's Day onso wani age and as a walk around ne ho odin ma infertility what na only ma be brat no obi anye ma oda we also suspect is a problem ho and I know ira ware for kramo pe bi e ma onso ba New Life Homeopathy a ye be build the testicles na ma good sperm what man mo ba no the bra mi ja okwan no
all right
Accra ye wo Dansuman runabout udu Dansuman first and main runabout na Goye Police Station bi ho we say me call New Life Homeopathic Clinic on betro ye wa run King Solomon o ko e dan fefefe o TV so na na ba to Dansuman runabout na very soon ye be ultramodern bi okumase ha amen no so ahye ye nyina ye no nyam na se si ye de akumase no ye wo atasemanso onya du atasemanso tazi rank ho a Goye Police Station bi ho sorry, at Asmanso Taxi Station.
Taxi
Our
station,
drivers
okay.
and they say, oh, by New Life Homeopathic Clinic.
Okay.
At Asmanso Santasi here.
Yeah.
When you do omo taxi rank or pay, or say me call New Life Homeopathic Clinic.
Okay.
Drivers never direct to Nwaba. We are not far from the taxi rank.
Okay.
Now my number near 0244
0244
09
35
95 0244 09 35 95 and 020 33 35 439 020 33 35 439 Rapa ni nyamishrao
Nyankopon onhyira so Dr. Makajay nyamishrao onhyira workers ni nyina New Life Homeopathic Clinic na yarefo mo ba ho nyina so Nyankopon fa ne nsa enka ho mo na wo de waduro no ka ho pe na sesa bibia afa kama pa ye beda se papa eno a enye orthodox medicine and enye herbal so yes we homeopathic
no chemical
yes no chemical no ke beda se pa eno be san di nkomo enre no ko we ade kusi boatin no so musa o say doc etimi ma sugar eba fomo ana ne sugar was sopa na affect no can be brave so okay minim emre no ko de utimi
oh yes
okay.
Diabetes juma me ye
okay
me no aka ho asem kra
wow
once a time ni tie man
Anna yes
into
okay.
sugar problem and no kwa keke timi esa man be man ko
okay makofo okay
or buy a bit my man kra
wow
or be free
nice one pa wow good news say what the doctor aka sugar for ni ekire ho bibia kakra bi onya American you wo de fa wasam no ko dan no na unu hu da so do ho ebo New Life Homeopathic Clinic all right kala simabe enum emre no ko ansema me de buy no betimi ahwe ni mu kakra de amaya na Joseph from Oti region new here last I sent you a message but you didn't read it why are we people at Oti are not needed in your conversation Devi antisada Joseph ejina idea Oti me kind messages free order bia ebia na escape me so fatami Joseph Titriku fatami Oti region yes yemra reference now so kala
the okay no ya dey sebi du bia ya na ya reho we say ofo obi adwuma ofa na adwuma say o ye dey o improve system ne man
yeah
but so obana system no eno a enko animu eno so a ba bia gina na sa say ya
yeah
say ni pa no to ye dey I'm talking of say for the past 6 years ekua and Ghana aye adwuma in terms of referee since 1958 and now I'm saying Ghana League I stand for correction time I started Ghana League in Abena Referee Association was formed
yeah
and they know mun nyina aye adwuma eye bibia na obi aba betenase aba be no so a politician it is a politician no betenase no oba ya obetenase within a short time for the past 6 years you know and no bia nkoso ye emwa ama nyoma bia asay still now no omoda so agide to and it's nyoma ye ka bia ne say for the past 6 years na say ni pa na betra ho no as I say omo amukoye sa constitutional amendments na ade no they should go there and ask say sa nyoma we na ekoso no a dear improvement no buy a dear adwuma share in san a dear no dey aye
yeah
doctor Betransi it is a doctor for adwuma say or adwuma say the 6 years improvement man na be obi ewu it's any power so ti ho it's new my year can say di e be am betra me kase ye kasa e kanyina ya na people are looking under the messenger any message no mutie so mutie message na what about to say crop of referees and we are the egu ho with 10 of office and na FIFA referees by resign 2 FIFA referees 1 female 1 man some media mean the referee dem e dey enti besi e che se nyoma wo dey koso no e che ma wo di bra with terms of nyoma bia wo ye and na hwe ntoko an meko and na hwe ntoko an meko people don't know adentia because you need my presence and no bia me nya ma wo e dey enti da ko basa enti se di pa na oti hodum no e dey na oye ebo afi no
yeah
and referee and man cry kobobola. Na ya ho kire yen. Na ko pombo ya frɛ one female referee call. E call course no.
Yeah.
And when you opportunity ankom. And in terms of Patricia Chira, when you time no when you mre, we say friend pani bebrebe a courses no be call. But ni nyina ye leadership quality.
Okay.
Joe say who lobby ade amakala. Kala be fair leader. Because you knows why. Who say kala na eko.
No way.
And when CD and say kobasa. Leader they are politics. And then by ho kire. So omo ya form some and draw constitution na. Mo de koya no. Some congress na. And the first person to fire is him.
I always think I oba hantem. Kala nyama wo trima ke ode bebre ne pa. Nyambo amande de bia amande.
God that no tio. Nyama ma so bewie.
Okay.
Bewie games no.
Okay.
Na doctor betrend me say me jam bebre na.
All right.
Doctor.
As a doctor 1 minute.
Me no want.
Juma sunku bi koso
e wo finish business.
Okay. Koso e wo.
Kokoto match. Enya me anko.
Okay, please pardon Kala, but track his movements after the show. And ne guys, we free Dr. Franco Naro, referee UK and Abra. Also mean track your movement. And ne the best.
Malian India over Malian India.
Okay, Lavinko Dr. Edmond Arthur Eho. But before some call Dr. Hono, Rubber kama bipa me amenyonko brebo ne ba. Menyonko nana ofori yeboa oye twafo hene ewo atebubu ne ba girl your friend Rhoda upon and then Rhoda birthday my wish Rhoda happy birthday nyankopon shira pa omnyo kakraka na woni so ade hunu nyina nyankopon omfa ma happy birthday Rhoda ye nyina ye wo happy birthday so kokra o kuma se yai so we say no Musa. Okay, we so for happy birthday to my dearest wife Joyce Ahin, Mamfoa of Wisconsin University, and also a nurse at Kumasi South Hospital at Tonsu Agogo. We if Tony Montana Eho no de Brayen. All right, the besia na doc. Then the koso I'm say bobo so wiki nyina. Ya mono taw be sima ba ko bi na yempedie mu.
So yo me da se ya da se bebre. The pese kan nyina ne se adwumade ne koso. Ghana Prison Service nyame adom omo ho a mo de jaman gina mo de den adwumade ne koso. Enti se wo krum wo dum hadia. Na so afina wo ba bo modern so obitu amika pa no ba na doctors say you omugo no you trust can o hwe nkofo edikiwa you trust can omo hwe omo sin omo hwe omo ni omo enti omo check liver kidney and labs who do free no in fact the film na bibia enti ya gbowra ye kai say dwumedie no
ekoso de enye late ka ho fa ho ka ho Central Police Station ko ye hwe obi bia ne nam hono yare nkwa enkasa hwe bibia ye okra ansa no akọ sesi a na bebre nso ye free
when you do for bebre labs be 12
yes free unya ne babia and the labs wo ye ba kokra ne board den call na doctor ne team of doctors na ehia hono omo emwani and how esen how babia ko Central Police Station sia na chance we pa ho unya ne biom. All right, ye de besia ye da se pa Dr. Edmond Arthur of Balm of Gilead.
Nam watch answer your program.
Sure. Pentecost ye nya so me nine na hard me better ye be se be say. Okay. All right, ye be mu holistic news at 2010 de amay opaki